Backlog. Little news cruise, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me, hey, give me like 2 more seconds just to get my headset, and then I'll be pretty much good to go.
Yeah, you're good. I did start already, so.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone just like, yeah.
You just
this
grab
is
your
me.
headset. We'll be here chilling.
Word. All right, we'll do it.
Yeah. So I actually haven't slept in I haven't slept since maybe the day before yesterday.
Damn, son. It's
Yeah.
bad for your brain. You gotta do some of that sleeping.
I know. I haven't been able to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Every time I try to go to sleep, I'm just wired awake. You know. I don't.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. It's no fun.
Yeah, it's and when I do sleep, it's like it's only been for like a couple hours. So, you know, all the fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, have you tried like any of like the melatonins or the teas or anything like that?
Yeah, I have. So I haven't tried any of the teas yet, actually. But I've tried melatonin.
Yeah.
And I do have like a sleep med that I got from prescribed from my doctor. And I don't take it because sometimes it tends to make me oversleep. So I
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, that like oversleeping is just as annoying as an issue as almost not getting sleep.
Like if in a perfect world, if I could just, sleep 8 hours and only 8 hours, that would be great.
Yeah.
I would kill for that.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like, I'm one of those people that can function on 6, but at the length of my days, I'd rather get 8 too. But most days, it's like I get 5 or less, and that's just the life I live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just try to do what you can. Like, one of the things I sometimes do is like I bought myself one of those like sleep masks so I can like block light at night. That helps a little bit. Um. There's like stuff you can play like sleep YouTube videos or like there's like this podcast I found called like the Send Me to Sleep podcast, which is actually pretty dope because he like reads like a bunch of old stories and shit.
Okay.
Like Sherlock Holmes is on there. Like there's like ancient Greek mythologies on there. It's kind of dope. So like I mean, but like everyone's got to find kind of their thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, sleep is important. Like as a kid, like you never want to go to sleep, you never want it, but as an adult, you're like, man, I wish I could have more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you just stay in bed until like 3 in the afternoon.
If I could, I would.
Easy, dude.
Free.
How you doing, Quintessence?
I'm doing all right. It's just more Elden Ring, some League of Legends, just vibing.
You was that your week, or do you wanna delve into that?
No, there's not really too much to delve into. I'm just kind of watching the world go to hell and all my money to fall away and all that good shit. Oh, and the price of gas to go up. Man, that is just skyrocketing.
Bro, you're a true doomer, and I love it. Never change.
It's bad, man.
Yep. I mean, it is. Yeah, like
I saw a really great meme that was like, why are there still wars when we have video games? Which I feel like Quintessence would agree with, but like,
It's
yeah,
true.
man,
We could just fight all of our wars on the virtual front.
dude, that'd be great. The world's like
Putin 1v1 me on Rust, you fucking coward.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1v1 me for Ukraine, you bitch.
All decisions, all decisions are now
dirt.
based esports tournament. That'd be dope.
Box only, no items.
Damn, real talk. Final Destination.
Final Destination, dude.
Damn.
Oh fucking hell, dude.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, because like I know you guys are mentioning about the gas, and I went to go see the Batman today,
I saw
and
yesterday.
I went at 12 o'clock, and like before the show started, we had a little bit of time before, and like they're like, one of the people I was with was like, well, maybe we should just drive over to the gas station, and it's in walking distance, and I'm like, yeah, but with gas prices this high, it's like,
Well, let's not be hasty here.
yeah, so
Drive somewhere.
Yeah.
About that one.
we just walked.
There've been so many memes about how high the gas prices were. I saw one that was just like, yo, it'd be easier to just take cocaine and walk than fucking drive somewhere, which I'm like, I mean, you have a point.
It's getting there.
Just going a meth sprint to every destination. But yeah, no, I mean,
I prefer to meth bike.
Oh yeah, I mean,
When
you're not wrong.
push comes to
Bikes.
shove.
I mean, it's one of those things where like I saw something about how like Germany's supposedly gonna like go 100% renewable by like 2050. I'm like, yo, this boy Putin's doing more for the environment than anyone else by basically like ruining the gas prices for everybody.
Wait, did you mean because you said Germany and then you talked about Putin, Russian?
Yeah. No, so I mean, most of the countries in Europe got a lot of their gas from Russia since it was closed.
Oh, okay.
But since Putin went and did what he did, they're like, "Nah, we're cutting you off. We're sanctioning you. We're not buying gas from you anymore." So that was one of the decisions Germany made, was to just stop buying gas from Russia. And not only that, but they said they're going to try to even go like full renewable by 2050. And I'm like, man, who knew Putin was pro-environment all along?
Yep. Yo, August, how was your week, man?
Not too bad. It's I'm happy because I'm now on like spring break, which really means like I still have to go to work, but I'm on break from classes, so that'll be dope. That'll be some time in the morning to get shit done, get caught up, not have to go to class, so actually get a little bit of sleep. That would be nice too.
What's that like?
I know, right? We're gonna find out, hopefully.
But
yeah. Other than that, not too bad. Saw the Batman yesterday. Definitely gonna have some light opinions on it. If Quintessence hasn't seen it yet, we probably won't do a full talk on it.
I haven't seen it, unfortunately.
bro,
Yeah,
I got so much to talk about, but yeah.
The one thing I will say now is
like $20 of gas plus buy a $20 movie ticket.
the one thing I'll say about it right now is it's hella long. I knew how long it was going into it. I checked at the halfway mark just because I knew what the halfway mark was, and I'm like, holy shit, we're only at the halfway mark. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much movie left. It's crazy. Like you're at the 2 hour, you're at the 1 hour mark. You're like, there's almost a whole 2 hours of movie left.
Yeah,
You're at the like hour and a half mark. You're like, there's still half movie left. Holy shit.
It's Twilight Part 5, 1 and 2.
Yeah, oh man, like it's almost miniseries length in one movie. It's a little nuts. It was good, but
Yeah.
it was long. It was long. It definitely pulled the Lord of the Rings, where like you feel like it's like ending multiple times, but it isn't. It just keeps going, and you're like, oh okay, oh shit, I forgot there's more movie left. So yeah, that was an experience, but it was good. I still liked it. I mean, it's a little awkward because like you're like, this dude's Batman, but then you remember it's like Robert Pattinson and dude's like what, like 160, 180 soaking wet, and you're like, I could take him. So it's a little like, he talks a lot of shit about how he's like the thing to be feared in the movie, but then I'm like, bruh, like you're not even that big, like and like none of the bad guys fear you in this movie. Like you managed to fight them off, but like ain't nobody like running away from you to start. You know what I mean? Like they all try him once before they realize he's just better at fighting than they are.
I mean, you don't know.
That's Batman's whole thing, being better at fighting than they are.
Yeah, but I would like
the comic Batman's jacked.
Yeah, like you saw how big Batfleck looks.
Yeah,
Batfleck,
yeah.
I wouldn't even take him to start. You know what I mean? I'd be like, you know what? I'm better off just walking
Ben
away.
Bat-
There
Batfleck.
was a lot of padding on that armor, though.
But
right?
still,
To
he
be fair.
looked big. He looked real big. This Batman did not look good. Batman was looking a little small. He looking like he skipped a couple gym days.
I mean, I think he's trying his best, but I mean, yeah, I would say Ben Batfleck was definitely more
He looked
more
shredded.
jacked. Yeah.
He looked.
It's
looked
not
shredded.
the size of the Batman that matters, all right?
He's
Is
all.
it? Is it?
Just look at Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond.
That's true. I could
He
see.
was just
I
an
could see.
athletic motherfucker.
I could just see Terry. Well, there's more to it than that.
More
He-
to it than that.
He also has some privilege. You know,
Yeah.
some elite
Technology
genes.
privilege.
Yeah.
He's got the strength. He's got the strength altering suit too.
Well,
Yeah,
also
but he did his fair amount of fights out of the suit,
also
Yeah.
spoilers.
like showing.
He's
what?
Batman's son.
That's a Batman Beyond spoiler.
Technically, he's actually Batman's
Clone.
clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like they took his Bruce Wayne's seed and put it into a woman.
Why are you like? Hey, you're spoiling. Like, I mean, yes, it's like a 20-year-old
It's fucking
spoiler,
an old show.
but you're spoiling Batman Beyond for
Good
someone.
show, though.
No,
And, like,
I'm
you're
not.
also spoiling. You're also
Yeah,
spoiling like
he's spoiling Justice League Unlimited.
Unlimited. Yeah, you're gonna have to go
Like-
through Batman Beyond and then watch Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. So, fuck
All
you.
worth watching, by the way.
Yeah, they all are
also-
super
and
good.
They are all worth watching. But that's what I'm saying. Don't spoil it. And like you're spoiling like one of the most controversial like plot decisions of that franchise. So let's
It
just
was a really good episode, though.
let's just
It
yeah,
was. It was a great way to end the show, I think.
let's let people find that out for themselves.
Well, I mean, they.
Did a lot
Yeah.
for Batman's character, did a lot for Terry's character, did a lot for
Mm.
everyone. Even gave closure.
They even
Yeah.
brought Static Shock back,
Yeah,
which was
guest
fucking awesome.
appearance by Static Shock.
guys, I know okay. So
Static
yes,
Shock,
it was a
shock,
great
shock,
show.
shock.
It's a great show, but like this discussion started in 2020. We can go back to the past at any time we want. Let's keep it moving forward.
Technically
Okay.
2022.
2022. Oh, okay. The point is,
What is this,
that-
the 1900s?
I know, right? The 20th century, right? Yeah. Back to the new Robert Pattinson Batman, which the greatest joke so far I've heard about that was that he's a terrible vampire because it took him 20 years to become a bat.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
But he's not that big, but the movie was entertaining. And we might return to it a little bit later to talk about it. But for now, the movie was long, but it was at least good.
For now, I'll just throw my 2 cents here. I haven't
Yep.
seen it. However, I don't really have this like aversion to Robert Pattinson. Like,
Yeah.
he's done way more than just Twilight. Like, he's
Yes.
known
Potter.
for Twilight, but
He's
he's
been Harry Potter.
actually a good actor.
He's
He did
actually
Harry
a good
Potter
actor.
before he did Twilight.
Well,
He's done a lot of
It-
stuff.
after, I mean, even after
He's
Twilight,
accomplished.
in the past 5 to 10 years, he's been in some fucking banger movies. But I mean, he's kind of just
Yeah.
like he's actually a really super good
I feel like he's a
actor.
very
Like he's like a
versatile actor.
renaissance, yeah, of his like
That's
acting
why
career.
I feel like he could do fine as Batman. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm mildly excited to eventually see it.
So
Well-
so it's not even that he's a bad actor. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's done a lot of good stuff. I haven't seen The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe, but I heard it's good.
Mhm.
It's like two rival lighthousemen that go crazy or try to drive each other crazy because they spend
Yeah.
so much time in isolation. I hear it's
Yeah,
hilarious.
why are you spoiling that movie, dude? That came out like 2 years
I don't
ago.
know what- Yeah,
Yes.
what the hell, dude?
Oh, you're so funny. That's literally the plot description. It's not even a spoiler.
I'm gonna look up the plot description now.
But he's done some good stuff. He's done some other cool projects. He's got that great story about him where like I think it was like a couple years post Twilight, and he had this like one stalker that was stalking him that
Mhm.
like he kept always seeing when he was like walking to like wherever he was living, or he was walking to get food or whatever. So like
I
he
heard about
invites
it,
her,
yeah.
he invites them out to eat with them, and
Wow.
just spends the entire meal like just telling them about problems in his life. And
Oh,
they were
boy.
like ghosts by the end. They're just done. They peaced out. They realized
So the lighthouse.
That's
The
genius.
lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity while
Yeah.
living on remote and mysterious New England island.
Yeah, they're actually they're mimicking a Maine accent.
Yeah.
which I find is hilarious because it's like most Mainers don't even have the accent now because people grew up with TV, which ruins your accent because
Well-
you just adopt the TV accent.
Yeah, but this is like when, we actually had to have like maintenance lighthouse people.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's still a job anymore.
When we had to have real
Far and few
lighthouses.
between. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I don't think they say it, but I do believe it is in Maine, and they did intentional. Like I know Willem Dafoe or Robert Pattinson talked about like having a Maine accent and using that as like their base for the movie. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
We should probably do a movie review of it at one point. Just like we should probably do a movie review of Batman.
Dude, I want to get Dylan in on that too, because he said he might have been here today, but I mean he's obviously not here, so
It comes up. I disappear
He
from
does
time to
appear
time.
be not
Word.
here.
that is in fact a truth.
I pull a Batman disappearing act sometimes and don't show up to the podcast.
Sometimes I just stare into the darkness and I'm like just waiting for him to show up.
The shadows.
Dude, that meme is
he
so
is
good on
vengeance.
TikTok. It's great.
Oh man, yeah.
Like
yeah.
There's like been TikToks where like people are like they pirated a movie and then they're just like staring into their kitchen that's dark, and then they're just like they're playing the Batman music, and like it just starts zooming into the.
The memes from this movie will be great once it comes out on streaming because
It's
there's
amazing.
a lot of just funny narration bits where you're just like, really? Okay, that should be a little cringe. It's definitely
I already looked into pirating this movie. There's only cam quality available.
Yeah.
Literally unwatchable.
Yeah, it's
that's what I'm saying. When it gets better quality, the memes will be so spicy. But we're
The
not there
memes will
yet.
also have better quality.
This is true. It's true. I like a
Quality will
movie.
directly scale with the quality of the rip.
Yep. A movie's like in 2022, a movie's like remembrance is only as good as its memes. So we're
Word.
waiting on that high quality rip.
Yeah, just like our wars.
It's true.
This is kind of fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, like it's not that like the more I hear about it, it's kind of like a comparative history when I guess like people always made memes about wars when they were happening, but it's just like in the social media age, it's just like it's easier to see. But like the whole like Kilroy was here where someone like spray painted that on like a fucking thing, I think World War II. Like that was a meme for its time, but like,
Ancient memes.
yeah.
I'm gonna become a
Pre-internet.
meme
Ancient.
historian.
I can't wait
Yeah.
until the History Channel picks up ancient memes.
I hope it never does.
They're gonna, and then it's gonna. They're eventually the History Channel's just not gonna even show history anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already do that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's.
Ancient Aliens is only very tangentially history.
I've still like only seen one episode of Ancient Aliens, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
but
this is quite the show.
It is. I mean, it's entertaining as fuck, but it definitely has some ass pulls. But I mean, that's what you're there for.
Could
You're there
aliens really have given us fire?
Shit.
Watch
So
the next 20 minutes and find out.
and then the answer is just no, or it's an ambiguous like maybe.
It's ambiguous. It's always a maybe. That's how they keep the show going.
Yeah, I mean it has to be an ambiguous maybe.
We
Yeah,
don't know. But what do you think?
but it
It's
could
like
be
20
though.
minutes of bullshit, and then at the very end, it could be. We'll never know for sure.
That's like when I went. Then like I was spending the summer. I was hanging out with a friend over the summer. It was like me and this girl, right? And we were like sitting down and we were watching Netflix, right? And there was this a documentary called The Life of Jesus, right? Okay. And I want you to know that literally nothing about it was about Jesus. It was about his brothers that supposedly existed, and how like all the and so basically it had nothing to do with his actual life. It had like everything to do with like a power vacuum that it started to exist after he died. But
So,
anyway, it was weird.
Jesus' brothers. I see.
Yeah, I don't really know like how that fits into the like texture, like Old Testament, New Testament type shit, but
So it was like a drama biopic, like straight out of Compton, but like it said it was about Jesus' life.
not even that. It was
Family's
just
life.
it was a History Channel documentary. So basically, you just watched a bunch of historians talk about it and Bible people who are just like, well, and then Jesus' brother. See, this was a difficult time for him because he exploded into a million pieces. It just stuff like that, and then they kind of
Was
just
that part of the history? I don't remember.
it was yeah
being part of the thing.
yeah. I mean, he basically blew up into confetti, and then he came back. That's how it works.
That's dude. Like he's most impressive magic tricks before magic was even a thing. Crazy.
And so they go from the historian to the narrator,
Mind freak.
and that's pretty much it. That's the whole thing.
Most impressive magic trick: playing chaos confetti.
For real.
Jesus
yeah,
is
no.
chaos confetti. Anyway.
Did you ever see the Jim Caviezel like Jesus like drama documentary biopic that happened? It had to be like mid 2000s. Like only in the mid 2000s would have been like let's make a drama movie about Jesus, but like make it Hollywood.
I know about the 70s movie.
Oh.
I know about like I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's like
Yeah. I think
like-
it's called The Passion of the Christ. Like someone
no
was like,
man, no.
let's make a Jesus movie, but to win an Oscar out of it.
Let's
It's
get Mel
crazy.
Gibson to direct it too.
No, Mel Gibson did direct it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I
Shit.
do. Dude,
That was
and then
crazy.
it'll be just like 2 hours of torture porn.
It literally was. It was nuts,
I want
bro.
to be honest, guys. The only like biblical related stuff I've like pretty much ever watched is like The Prince of Egypt.
I mean, you know what? You're good.
Prince of Egypt's tight. Yeah, I mean
You're
that's
good.
I mean if you
That's
see
a
one story, you
great
gotta see
movie.
them all.
Yo, if
They all-
Prince of Egypt is legitimately one of my
They
favorite.
do all kind of
movies,
feel the
so-
same. There's some bangers from songs too.
at this point you could just be a pastor, I'll give it to you.
Alright, cool.
Saw the Prince of
Nice.
Egypt once. I get like I'll get my clerical collar in the mail on Monday.
Yep.
Easy peasy, dude.
Start calling me Father Quint.
should,
But,
should-
Alright.
did you have more
For
to
daddy.
go over with your week, buddy?
I can't remember. We've gotten so far off topic.
Yeah, I
We-
know.
we-
Yeah, it's
We've
fine.
got like multiple topics off topic. It's
I
kind
know.
of impressive, honestly. I was
Gotta
just gonna
keep things
say
entertaining. Bang,
we
bang,
do,
bang.
we do. Gotta keep it moving. Snappy. I gotta say, Batman was good.
Mhm.
It's the weekend, so I got to watch a TV show or two. What's it called is good. Saw the new Ghostbusters. New Ghostbusters is good.
Bro,
Even though it came out a while back.
Goku
It's
is in that
another
movie.
requel. It's another requel. Goku's in that movie?
They do the father-daughter Kamehameha.
Yeah. They
At the
do.
end, yeah.
That was a cool scene. Yeah, that was a cool scene. I thought you meant like the guy who played Goku from the terrible Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
No.
I don't
I
remember.
don't think he's ever gotten work again.
he really did it. I'm like, I don't remember
Justin
or
Chatwin?
whatever.
He
I don't
he got
remember
work.
him. Did he?
Did
Okay.
he?
Actually,
it was in TV though. It wasn't in movies. Right?
I mean, he's actually a good actor.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him for that movie. That
no.
wasn't his fault.
No, I mean
That
the director actually
Cool.
didn't watch any of the he didn't read any of the source material, and he actually apologized for it publicly later. But
What was the worst adaptation? The Dragon Ball Evolution movie
Dragon
or
Ball.
the M. Night Shyamalan
No, Dragon
Avatar
Ball.
The Last Airbender movie?
Fuck
I don't
you,
know.
Dragon Ball.
Oh, it's a tough one.
No,
Isn't that a
it's
tough
not.
one?
It's
That's
not.
a tough one.
I think Dragon Ball is worst because
It is.
at its core, the
They did
Avatar
my boy
movie,
Piccolo.
and I might get flamed for this, but it could have succeeded
The
if
Avatar?
they had actually put more work into it. Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar, like,
If
it
they-
almost was there. And they just half-assed it by, like, you know what I mean? Like, by a quarter,
the
you know?
The look
They
was
needed
right.
to pronounce Aang's name right.
Ong.
The look was right, the
Oh,
vibe was off.
Yes,
The look of the
absolutely.
movie was right, the vibe was off.
I
Also,
heard they got their budget cut significantly, so that's why like the Earthbenders like do like 4 minutes of Earth dancing and get like one little rock
one
out
little.
of the ground. To throw.
Dude, I saw that shit in theaters with my friend who owned the entire like all the seasons of Avatar on DVD, and he was like mad at me after we got out of
Just
there.
throws him in the fireplace
Yeah.
when he gets home.
No.
I'm done with
He
this.
he loves Avatar. He'll watch like like the original Avatar. He loves like Korra and all that stuff. And but yeah, it was a rough time.
Good if you pretend like the second season mostly didn't happen.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean,
or it was one of those shows where it was just like it wanted to be smarter than it could be with its time and energy. Like each season tried to like take a like political philosophy
yeah.
and try to like cram like a high school levels like education worth into like a Nickelodeon TV show, and it just didn't work.
Bro,
It hurt. Like it was a fun show, but it was like, bruh, like you gotta put way more effort into actually writing the philosophical aspect of the show to actually make it like deep. It was more like I'm 14 and this is deep, and it could have been like I'm at least an undergraduate.
Oh
this is
my
deep.
god.
Well, like okay, season 1 I thought was pretty good. You know, solid like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere near Avatar, of course.
Of course.
Season 2, significant dip in quality because
Yep.
Korra reverts all of her character
He get
progression
dumb.
for some reason.
It was a
And the
himbo.
villain
No,
is
what is-
awful.
What's the female term for a himbo?
A
Is there female
bimbo.
term?
A bimbo.
No.
That's
Different.
what it
It's
is.
different. No, it's not.
It's
No, it's not. There's a chart. I saw it
Oh
2
my-
days ago.
Dude, first of all,
it's-
you can't
It's a herbo. It's a
Bim-
herbo.
you can't
He's a
just
herbo.
Bimbo was the first though.
you can't
No,
just
no,
pull
no,
up a
no,
meme
no.
chart and change shit because none of us have seen it.
So, okay. So like the difference between like shit, this is hard to explain.
Oh
The difference
boy.
between a bimbo and himbo is that like it's hard to explain.
Brain fart.
So
Sorry.
like a himbo is more of that like they're more it's kind of like the masculine feminine line. Like bimbos try to be masculine. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Bimbos are feminine and dumb.
Uh-huh.
Himbos are masculine and
Dumb.
dumb.
Yeah.
Herbos are masculine but female but dumb. And then a him-bim is like,
Man, that just sounds offensive.
yeah, I know, but you know, that's how it works. Him-bim is they're male, they're
Man, just
dumb,
making up words right now.
and then
Yeah.
it's like the masculine feminine isn't really important. But there's a
Okay.
chart. I'll find the chart. But like long story short, like Korra is a female himbo, which is a herbo. It's not a bimbo.
Okay.
She's not really feminine. Or
What
she's
if I
not
just call her a
she's not
Herbie?
feminine in the traditional sense.
Thank
Herb
you
is
for
always
clearing
like-
that up for me.
Yeah, it didn't need to be explained, but I had to.
Back to
because
my point.
I saw it in a meme.
Season 1 is fine.
It's-
Season 2 sucks. Season
Right.
3, I
It's
feel
pretty
actually
good.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
hit like almost Avatar level like
Yeah.
highs.
Oh,
Season 3 was really good for
Y-
Korra.
you know what's the problem with Korra though is like the biggest problem with Korra is that she's just too strong, so they just have to like, ow, she got knocked out again
It's fair.
She lost all of her past lives knowledge because she's just
'cause she's a
kinda not
fucking
great at her
idiot.
job. No, okay, so like, yo, shout outs to idiots though. I mean, like, I kind of respect that they
appreciate
let
the
main
shout out.
characters- I kind of respect that they let the main character fuck up that bad.
Mhm.
Because, like, a lot of times you have main characters that don't fuck up real bad. And, like, no, we're going to be like, you know what? She kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
We're going to have consequences for her kind of not being great at this. And I'm like, okay, I respect that.
Kind of consequences, vague
Yeah.
consequences,
Yeah.
because you know, Deus Ex Machina, boom, everything's back.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so, like, obviously, I can't really blame, like, the writers entirely for how awkward all of the core seasons felt, because they were
Yeah.
literally told, they're like, you're going to have to do this a season at a time, and we're not going to guarantee you a renewed contract.
Yeah.
So they had
yeah,
to write each season like it was going to be, like, a whole arc, and
then
like
they got
possibly
shoved
the
on
end
the
of the
streaming.
show. And they got shoved on streaming, so it ruined their numbers even more, their metrics even more. So like, I don't like I Korra will never touch original Avatar, but it was still very enjoyable.
Yo, I wanna add a few things onto this. The Korra thing, is that if that's cool with you?
Yeah.
All right. So I
Nothing
feel bad.
forever.
Two things. I feel bad for Korra because it had to come after Avatar, which that show is a 10 out of fucking 10.
Yeah.
No, hands down. That is like one of the best TV shows in my opinion.
One big long arc, you know what I mean? It wasn't trying to do multiple arcs.
Yeah, it was like it was a perfect story. And then also I want to add that my brother couldn't for some reason couldn't stand watching the first series, The Last Airbender, but he loved Korra. And I'm assuming that's just because like women. Yeah, I don't get it. I tried to get him into Avatar, but he's like, I wasn't, and I'm like, dude, you gotta wait a little while. The show picks up. The first 3 episodes, it's kind of slow at first, but then the show, like, really, once it kicks in, dude, it's super good. But yeah, anyway, I couldn't believe that he was more of a Korra fan.
I mean,
But
it's fine. It's whatever.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Everyone
It's his
has their
taste.
own
Yeah,
taste.
to me, it's weird because I think of Avatar: Last Airbender as this perfect show, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, August.
It's a very good show.
It is a very good show. They're both pretty good shows.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, again, Avatar is a really, really, really good show, and Korra is just a really good show.
It's just a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it has the unfortunate like to be the predecessor of not predecessor, but the succession of The Last Airbender. And like I feel bad for Korra in that aspect because it's always going to be compared, and I just don't think it stacks up. It has some cool ideas, but the fact that they have to take everything from Avatar and like increase it to the next level, I think kind of hinders the show in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, to put it into like a video game perspective, it's like comparing Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2. Like Dark Souls 1, like
Souls 2
everyone's just
sucks.
riding that high, and then Dark Souls 2 comes out, and it doesn't actually suck, right? It just sucks in quotes compared to Dark Souls 1, which is like a masterpiece,
Mhm.
right?
And then Sekiro
so,
came
like,
out, and that was like the
Dark Souls
of
2
Dark
isn't
Souls.
a bad game, but it's just not like a good Dark Souls game. So like it's still a really good game.
Yeah,
Not Dark
But
Souls
which-
quality game.
it's like
Which
I told.
game-
Go on.
I was gonna say, which game is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls? Because, like, to me, that's Sekiro.
What is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls?
I mean, now it's probably Elden Ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think Elden Ring is probably the best Souls game. I mean, before I would say Bloodborne, no lie. That game's
yeah,
a fucking
definitely.
I love that
Bloodborne
game.
might still be the best. It's just dripping with like atmosphere and awesome.
The only downside to Bloodborne is that Sony funded it, and so that's why we haven't gotten a new one in a while. And it's up to Sony to decide. Oh, hey, we want that Bloodborne too. We all know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I can't wait when it does.
Elden Ring brought me the same kind of like wonder and like desire to see everything that
Yeah.
Bloodborne gave me.
And
So, like very similar like vibes in that.
and
I
like
didn't get so
oh,
immersed
sorry.
in a game since Bloodborne. It was weird.
and so I was like thinking like I
found the meme and I posted it in the chat. So we
Okay.
can go over it later.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, like the thing is I was telling my friends that we're playing Elden Ring together.
Souls?
Elden Souls. That part of the magic of playing through a Dark Souls game the first time is not knowing what's gonna happen, and not knowing what you're gonna stumble upon. And there's like a certain amount of like fear and excitement that kind of happen, And so I kind of think that the first time through might be better by yourself.
I know it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna beat the whole game without dying once. That's what's not gonna
Oh
happen.
well, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like. I love that. That's the design philosophy Miyazaki goes for, though. He's like, you're gonna die. That's how the game works.
You're gonna die,
Like the
and
speedrunners.
you're gonna die, and you're gonna get swamps, you bitches.
Yep.
Because I love
Like,
them swamps.
Literally, isn't there like a scripted death in the first scene of Elden Ring, and that's how you get your horse? Like,
No, you have to fight a ridiculous like beginning boss that's designed to just like two-shot you.
yep.
You can beat it. You can
I've
beat
heard
it,
that.
but
I've
then
heard
you
that.
have a guaranteed death anyway.
Yeah.
Yo, August, why don't you wrap up your week? I know we went on a couple of tangents. I'm so sorry. I'm enjoying the conversation.
We're good. No,
Go on.
We've gotten everywhere. We've
Yeah.
got I'm not even mad that we've gotten so far off topic because
It's a
we've
podcast.
touched on like 5 other different pieces of media. So I'm not even mad anymore. It's been fun.
Word.
But I was just gonna say that yeah, video games are cool. Play them. And start walking places. What I was
Biking.
what
More
I was gonna say
horsepower.
is, shoot, what was I gonna say? Good television right now. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's been good television. It stays good television. It's a hilarious show on Amazon about like a female comic in like I want to say it's the 60s. It might be the 70s.
Oh,
But it's
I've seen the commercial.
If you like comedy and comics and like comedy culture, it's just a really entertaining show. I think the season 4 just wrapped up or almost wrapped up. And it's been going real good. It's entertaining. And also Jack Reacher also on Amazon is also super good. And it's apparently like their most successful show ever.
Wow.
So
Wow.
there will probably be more seasons of it. It's got I don't know if you ever watched Blue Mountain State, but the guy who played like Thad Castle.
Yeah, I do.
Alan Richson, who's also in Titans and was also in Smallville. He was also apparently a New Girl. He was like micro penis guy, New Girl. I didn't know that. But dude's hilarious. He's like this huge football player looking dude, which works well in Jack Reacher, but he can also be hilarious.
Right.
But it's a very entertaining show. And if you like kind of like action detective shows, check that out too. But yeah, that was my week mostly.
All right, man. I'm gonna go through my week briefly, and then I want to get into some tokusatsu that I watched this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this week was mostly for me. I started a new job. I did job training. I start full, my regular hours next week. I'm excited for that. The job's good, more money. It's easier too. It's closer. So it's all the things that you would want, in a new job. Other than that, man, I've just been mostly editing. I've been making a bunch of trying to get better at making thumbnails, editing videos, doing reviews. So I don't know if you guys have seen any of my newer reviews, but go check those out. And then what else happened? I went to go see the Batman today, which was super good. I loved it. Big thumbs up to me for the Batman. I'm sorry, not to me. And then
Obviously,
you wrote a great movie. Why do you not thumbs up? Hello?
You got to give thumbs up to yourself for going to see it.
Hey, I want to first of all, I want to thank me for going to see the movie.
You could stay in bed this morning. You didn't have to get up. You didn't have to go anywhere.
What do you mean? You have to go to the theater to see the Batman.
That's what I'm saying. You get props for just getting up out of your bed and being like, you know what? I'm gonna make a good choice in my life today. I'm gonna go see the Batman.
Man, that's a low bar.
Yeah.
Getting out of bed.
Sometimes it's all it takes. So the best way to start your day.
Oh, I've also been
depression.
Oh yeah, it does sound like depression. But other than that, I think I've been playing more KOF. KOF 15, trying to get better at that game, getting bodied by good players.
Still honeymooning with that?
You mean Art of Fighting 5?
I still am.
Wow.
I'm still enjoying it, but boy, does that game need to get some patches. Like the especially the PC version, because it's the PC version is legit a bit of a ghost town when it comes to doing ranked.
Welcome to every PC version ever.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Go play Tekken.
Yeah, or Street Fighter 5.
I mean, five is crossplay with PS5 or PS4, so
Like, it's gotten to the point where I've actually considered buying the console version of KOF 415.
That is bad. Wow.
And the thing is that so it has a couple of problems where you know how like VSync is just like a normal thing you can set in like, you know, your graphic settings in most games. Well,
Yeah.
in KOF 15, you actually have to go into like the INI file and then change it from false to true. So
God,
you,
it's one of those.
yeah, and this is like a new game, so it's like, you know, so like after I did that, all my screen tearing went away. I was having a bunch of screen tearing problems. Just naturally, the game, a lot of people were having screen tearing problems, and
feature, not a bug.
yeah, right, and then what was happening? The rollback, I think it's one-sided rollback, so like it'll say you have 4 frames of rollback, but it really feels like you have like a bajillion and you're playing underwater.
Oh, no.
So from what I've heard though, on the brighter side of things, SNK is aware of the PC version and they're working towards fixing the online and improving it, which is
Okay.
It gives me hope. So like
They've already lost a sizable piece of their player base. I'm looking at the Steam chart right now.
yeah, I mean, hey, look, I'm just gonna wait until like Rock Howard and Geese come out, and then you know I'm just gonna hope we just buy some scrubs and
Evo's coming up. Evo's coming up. All
true.
we gotta do is announce some cool shit at Evo, and people will come right back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also been watching like lots of high level like KOF, just trying to like learn the game and everything, and it honestly, in my opinion, it is a better version of Street Fighter right now.
Absolutely.
It does everything Street Fighter does better, and it's more fun.
If Street Fighter 5 had released like this game, I don't think it would have had nearly the amount of hate that it had.
If Street Fighter 5 played like this game, I would still be playing Street Fighter 5. No lie.
True.
And I think the only reason that I started playing 3D games was just because I was like, 2D, there's nothing interesting coming out. And then, I tried Strive, and Strive didn't jive with me. It's not a bad game. It's just I just don't know what it was. I didn't have that sort of.
So AIDS for Strive.
Yeah.
Everyone is a gorilla in that game.
Yeah,
They really are.
It's not a finesse game. It's a just beat your opponent down
Gorillas
game.
dominate that.
It's a monkey game.
It is. It is Return to Monkey. Unga Bunga is king game.
Well, that's what happens when you take all the combo routes out.
Also,
you're not wrong.
Also, Anji Mito fucking sucks in that game, and I hate the way he plays, and because I went from playing him in Plus R, and like I think I played Plus R with you, August, and like I was like looking into Anji Mito combos. I was like, oh, this is really cool and interesting, and then they just like take all the fun shit out of like his gameplay style when they put him into Strive, and it's just like no.
That's why I've moved on to the superior anime game, BlazBlue.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I don't actually play.
That's fine.
At least it has rollback.
I never know. Yeah, right.
No, I almost never play games nowadays. I barely have any time. But yeah, I mean, it does have rollback now. It do be having rollback.
I will say though, Strive has probably the best online I've ever played in a video game.
Yeah, I hear Strive
bar none.
I mean, there's a reason. Okay,
Online's good.
So like we're not gonna get into the full tournament discussion.
Yeah.
Just yet, but there's a reason why it's going to be the end of the tournament game at Evo. There's a reason why it's got the biggest registration numbers of any of the games so far this season at every tournament coming up.
You're right, yeah. That's because it has an online. Like
it has a functioning online.
Has a fucking amazing online. And the problem is it now that's my like gold standard. So like anything that like KOF does, it's just like, what is this shit? Like, why isn't it play like Strive? If it did, I wouldn't complain. I would just be happy with what I have, you know. But anyway, other than that, I watched some tokusatsu because I know like a couple weeks ago, August, you mentioned that there was the Twitch channel that plays tokusatsu like 24/7 or whatever. Tokushoutsu.
Official Twitch channel. Yep.
Yep, and so I was watching some Ultraman Ace, and I forgot like, and this is in the 70s, and
Can you tell the people who don't know what Ultraman is what Ultraman is?
Yeah, so Ultraman is basically like a superhero that like he's like a human or an alien that transforms into a giant man and has like superpowers like shooting beams or like whatever, and he basically gets into a wrestling match with a monster of the week. It's kind of like Power Rangers.
Dude,
basically, they're all descended from beings from like the Ultraman planets.
Yeah,
people who have like,
and they're like galactic defenders.
People who have like giantism or like
kaiju
fetishes in Japan must be like eating. They must be living good.
I mean, they've lived good since the 70s, man. Yeah. But so like I was watching it, and like when I realized like, oh my god, like 70s Ultraman is fucking crazy, was when I watched this episode. There was like 2 episodes in a row where like some fucking whack shit happened, and one of them, every episode kind of revolves around like a child in some kind of way because that's their target audience, or I think it was.
Still is.
Yeah.
It's just little kids.
And so in this episode, right, there's this monster who is like posing as a child, and he's taking people into like a balloon, like a, what would you call it? Like a hot air balloon. And he's like taking them up into the air and stealing their souls. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, this is a children's show.
Damn,
So
like he like doesn't even have like a van anymore. Like he just
he just takes their souls, and that like powers him or some shit. So he acts as a kid, of course, and he lures them.
He's like it, but with a hot air balloon.
So the child, the main character child of the show, is like talking to him, and then he's like, oh, he's a monster. So they call him TAC, I think is what their name is, and like, so they're like the Galaxy Defender people. And Ultraman just happens to be one of them. And so what they do is they're like, yo, kid, hey, look, you see that hot air balloon? We need you to go in there. Here's a gun. And here's a sleep a sleep spray that like puts the pilot to sleep. And mind you, they at this point they hadn't padded out their entire plan. So the kid goes on the thing, and they're all talking like, should we pull out a net to catch the children? And it's like, something happens, and it's just like, no, whatever. And then they have to fight the monster, right? So like so the kid's up in the thing, he puts the guy to sleep, and then he shoots the hot air balloon, because the hot air balloon is the monster. He is the monster. And so basically this hot air balloon absorbs all the children inside of it. So then Ultraman has to fight him. And basically, like, it shows, like, it zooms into his belly, and it's just like this red hellscape inside of it with just children inside of his stomach.
Utterly terrifying.
They love to do that for like any kind of like inside thing. They do the same thing with Super Sentai Jetman.
So
one of the Power Rangers got eaten.
Oh wow!
It was just like a red hellscape inside.
Inside of him, yeah. And so what wound up happening through the episode is Ultraman eventually takes off of. He has like a blade on the top of his head. He pulls it off and he throws it at him. And he literally he takes no consideration for the children. Like for all he knows, he could just be killing those kids by throwing a blade through the middle of them. But he doesn't. He cuts the thing in half, and then it explodes, right? And then what happens? all of like it just balloons start coming out of it, and the children are holding on to these balloons, and that's how they get down from the air.
Sounds like Ultraman.
Yeah, and so I guess all of these balloons are actually the children's souls, and none of the kids died. They specifically mentioned this. None of the children died. Everyone got their soul back, and they just did that in like one narrative, and it was fucking wild.
That's kind of how I feel at the end of the first It, where like they managed to save a couple kids, and it's like, you mean Pennywise doesn't eat them immediately? It's like, no, he likes to take his time to eat some of them. I'm like, oh, okay, that's some bullshit.
He's got like a stockpile, dude.
Yeah.
He's got plenty.
Right.
Who's gonna stockpile that much food? Just eat it, homie.
Did you ever watch okay, man, growing up in Maine?
He straight up bites Georgie's arm off like right in the beginning. I'm like, why don't you do that to all the kids? Just take a couple nibbles, you know?
Well, because they didn't reach their hand inside of a sewer.
Right.
But you know, growing up as a kid watching it, like I would go to my uncle's house and he would be like, "Oh yeah, watch whatever you want." So like my cousins or whatever put on it, and like I was a child and I was like, "This is in Maine. It's a killer clown."
Oh yeah, I know, right?
And I'm fucking terrified.
We have storm drains.
We have storm drains. I could reach down one and lose. And so then, you know, like it's like it is actually pretty terrifying. So like, you know, you kind of it scared me as a kid. But so
I understand.
yeah, and because like me and August are both from Maine,
yeah, we're
too.
both
So
from Maine, so yeah, no, I absolutely hated horror movies as a kid. As an adult, I have an appreciation for
fuck you,
them.
Stephen King.
As a kid, I would not fuck with them.
So anyway, the second Tokusatsu show episode I watched that was like super wild was like literally the next episode where like this dad, right? He's like a sailor. He's a captain of this sailing ship. I think it's like a tanker or something. It gets destroyed, and his dad their dad dies. So the daughter cannot stomach telling her brother that the dad died or something like that. So she tells him to collect 1,000 seashells, and then the dad will come back. Right?
She doesn't just like Weekend at Bernie's the body.
No. The body's gone. The body's at sea. So basically, the kid eventually finds out, and then goes in and then sees a seashell on the floor, and he cries, and his tear lands on the seashell and brings out the spirit of his father. Okay, and then they have a conversation about how like whatever, I don't know, like how he misses his dad or something like that. And then, you know, he wakes up, like eventually they find the child like inside the dad's like sailor suit. Right?
Yeah.
And then and then later on in the show, the kid goes missing. And he's in the sea because he's looking for seashells still, even though he knows that his sister lied to him, because what the fuck ever. And he's in the sea, and then like Ultraman goes in, like human Ultraman goes in to try to save him, like bring him back to the shore. But instead of doing that, without any explanation, he just becomes Ultraman and starts fighting the monster. And it's not until he defeats the monster that he goes back into the water and saves the child, who is like basically drowned at that point. Like, he could have saved him before. And so then he has to give him like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Of course he lives, you know, by some kind of fucking miracle. But Ultraman, yeah, it's just like stuff like that where, you know, it's like they just don't care about the plot so much that, you know, they're willing to let that child drown just because, hey, look, we gotta get this fight into the show, okay?
I just feel like 80s and probably 90s Japanese TV has to be lit. Like, you think about how ridiculous like American TV was at that point with shows like Knight Rider and like Quantum Leap and all this other dumb shit that was awesome because it was like just so willing to just be ridiculous. If Japanese TV was half as nuts as that, I would love to watch it.
I don't know if you have any other input about the like this quintessence, because you're the tokusatsu expert here.
I mean, I haven't seen too much Ultraman or anything like that.
But
I've seen like a little bit of Ultraman. Like I've seen some Ultraman Leo, which is I think 80s.
oh, okay.
And they've had some wild ass plots on that. Like there was like a Pied Piper monster, only instead of like collecting rats, he collected children.
Of
And so all the
course.
children were like under his command. And the
Isn't
Ultraman like goes to punch him, and then all the kids attack him.
oh boy. That isn't
They
that
just
like
had to like start fighting kids.
And they have to like sing a song to get the children back.
oh. That's like Ivan Ooze. That's some Ivan Ooze shit. Like where he just
Yeah,
like
kinda.
where he like plays the
Before
flute.
Ivan Ooze.
It was the
Yeah.
parents though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well the
Yeah,
parents,
was-
yeah.
I loved how they flipped that. That was so interesting. In that Power Rangers movie.
And they were all construction workers.
Love
Yeah,
that Power
all
Rangers.
of
That's
them.
such
All
a
the
great movie.
parents.
They all knew exactly how to work all of the construction equipment.
Yes, they're all forklift certified.
Apparently.
Um
And
But yeah.
backhoe and all that good shit.
the Tokusatsu series continues to be basically live action anime forever. Which is like
Wild.
it's great. I love how stupid it is, but also like how serious they take it at times. Where it just has
Yeah.
this like it's not serious at all, yet it is serious, and like you can have a day off because a child is sad.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like literally, this military man got a day off because he's like, well, if his boss is like, well, if a child is sad, like he's one of our main priorities of our military business, and then he just gives him the day off. It was like super weird. But yeah, speaking of Ultraman, did any of you guys get a chance to check out the Ultraman Override 2 by chance? That gameplay?
I looked at it a little bit. It's a little bit barren.
Yeah. August, you there, man?
Yeah.
It's
I did
based on
not
a Netflix show.
yet, but again, I am, dude. So like, I want Tokusatsu and stuff like that to come back to be popular in the U.S. I just don't know how it's gonna happen because like. Is there gonna be like another Power Rangers movie that makes it popular again? Like if Power Rangers comes to Netflix, would that do it? Like I feel like we're due for like a resurgence of like popularity in that type of show. I just don't know what's gonna make that happen.
I don't think there's gonna be anything that was like the original Power Rangers. I mean,
I think we're overdue. I think something's gonna happen where it's gonna be popular again. I just don't know what it's gonna be.
I think personally that there's never, like, I know I said it before, but there's never going to be anything like it, and I don't think Power Rangers ever was able to recapture what Mighty Morphin became.
Yeah.
In terms of world
really, yeah.
popularity, like it just kind of like slowly lost its fan base over time, as of course as they aged.
Yeah.
But it's. I think it was like lightning in a bottle.
Do you think if they took a like The Boys approach and like tried to do like an adult Power Rangers team with like adult problems where like
They're already attempting that.
And there's like
There's
love
a
triangles.
Netflix show
like
coming.
There are?
There's a-
Like what's it
There
called?
is a Netflix show coming. It's called like Quantum Continuum or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Power
didn't hear
Rangers
about
Quantum
this.
Continuum.
Oh
shit.
yeah. Wait, is
Tell
that
me about this. Tell me more about this.
is that
I
the
didn't hear
movie
about
that
this at all.
JDF is in? Or is that Legend of the White Tiger?
I don't think too much is like nailed down right now, but basically they said they want to have a more adult approach to Power Rangers.
Mhm.
I'm down. I mean, it could be terrible. It probably will be terrible, but like all of the
These-
people of
it-
my age,
It probably
are, like, in their
won't.
30s now,
These
who grew
things
up with
generally
Tekken.
don't really work out, you know.
Well,
Oh, they don't?
it could be good. I mean, yeah, like a lot of people said the Boys adaptation wouldn't have been good either, and people love that. So, and then it's
That's
nothing
fair.
like the comic. So you know, it is what it is. So like sometimes you strike that lightning and it works out.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I'm cautiously optimistic. I would enjoy an adult Power Rangers. Why not?
Oh, You know what the thing is like my only like reason for believing that it could work is just because Kamen Rider has done it. And like because Kamen Rider, like if you want like Quinn has said before, if you like there's a Kamen Rider for everyone. There's like literally like we've been watching Kamen Rider Agito in the Kamen Rider Club every Sunday, and they'll literally kill children in this season. Like they took a child's head. They this person was able to like fuse people's bodies into like solid objects. So they took a child's head and fused it into a brick wall, and they didn't show it, but you know what I mean. They'll kill a child. Like there'll be blood. You know they're not afraid, or they'll just blow things up, which is also pretty cool. But literally in this season that we've been watching Agito, every episode somebody dies. Like
you don't want to be like a non-main character.
You don't want to be a non-main character in this show because if you're there and nobody knows who you are at the beginning, chances are they're gonna die.
Are you Nameless Joe or Nameless Jane? Yeah, you're probably dead.
Probably gonna die.
You might get stuffed into a tree. You might get dropped from like 4,000 feet in the air.
10 seconds,
who knows?
You don't know.
Yeah,
if the episode starts with you walking down the street, you're probably dead.
In the middle of the night. Yeah.
Like that's how like CSI worked, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
There always has to be someone they kill off in the beginning to like motivate the plot.
Well, and they just want to get straight to the investigation, so they have to kill them like at the first like 5 minutes of the show.
We had one episode where a guy was just like walking down an alleyway, basically fell into like a tube, appeared in the sky, and fell down to his death.
He fell and then there was another time where like a lady like basically like got picked up from a building, and then the monster made them phase through like floors of a building, and then just have them land on the bottom floor.
Yeah, she was just playing tennis.
She was
just like, you know what? Fuck you in particular.
Yeah, fuck you. Well, I mean, they're the Akatsuki is
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to explain too much about it because August will get on me for spoiling things. But
yeah, bro. People haven't seen it.
But yeah, I would to bring it back to Override. I don't know. It looked like an interesting tournament, like I'm not tournament, but arena fighter. That I was just like, oh, hey, look.
It seemed to have it had big like War of the Monster vibes for me.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I was like, yeah. Only instead of like parodies, which War of the Monsters uses, these are actual things. Like I saw the Gypsy Danger in there. I saw Ultraman, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like some various monsters and shit. I was like, okay.
If only that sequel to what's it called, Pacific Rim had been good. Like I still watched it, I still enjoyed it, but
they took more of a Power Rangers approach for it, which was an odd choice.
Yeah, it was nowhere near the same level of like taking itself seriously as Pacific Rim did.
Yeah, and that was like a weird sequel.
Pacific Rim took itself seriously. I'm gonna be honest.
Like it?
I thought it was peak Pacific Rim when it was just like giant monster getting punched by giant robot. Vice versa. When they tried to have like a plot, it was just kind of a muddled mess of assholes.
No, the apocalypse is canceled, homie. I loved it taking itself seriously.
And Quint, like, can't you see how like fucking sad that is? That like still Tokusatsu does that better, and they're a cheap ass TV show, like compared to like the big budget like movies. They're that want to do like giant robot versus monster, which is. It's it's so wild.
I mean, that's the thing about genre work is that any industry that spends more time on a genre is eventually going to perfect it better than someone who's just trying to do it for the first time.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons why Hollywood can't make a competent anime adaptation because they don't have the skills. They don't know what they even are doing right or wrong to be able to make a good anime adaptation.
I mean, Japan has massive problems with that as well.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty hit or miss.
Successes actually still.
But
it's really difficult to take.
I would say a lot of that. I would say a lot of that's lack of money, though. Like if you gave them Hollywood budgets, they would be actually churning out.
Maybe, but like
possible.
the JoJo's live action, like they skipped over a lot of shit, or they like couldn't put a stand in a certain scene or something like that. So it was kind of weird. But you could just go through like and name like a bunch of shit, like I don't know, like the Netflix Death Note or Cowboy Bebop or
Full Metal Alchemist.
Is that there? Wait, is there a live action Full Metal Alchemist?
There is a live action Full Metal Alchemist.
Is it bad?
It's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. There's one on Netflix.
It's not good.
Okay, fair enough.
You might enjoy it if you just want a cheesy laugh.
Like if I just want to drink beer.
There's a lot of ridiculous ass scenes in that movie.
Right.
A lot of anime just doesn't translate well just due to the subject matter. I think some anime can translate better than others. Like you have to be smart about what you pick, but they never are. They just try to go with most popular. But it's one of the reasons why I'm so scared about this upcoming Netflix One Piece adaptation.
Oh my god, that looks like trash.
Like why would you even try? It's One Piece. But someone wants to, so we'll see what happens.
I don't know.
Dude, okay, so first of all, I've only watched like the first 100 or so, like 130 episodes of One Pice. And I'm no expert, you know. I've got 900 more episodes to go.
I know, right? For real. It's like you want to pretend that it's a joke, but you're not telling a joke.
Time skip.
Yeah,
I'm pretty One Piece savvy.
And like I'm just gonna say that like, what are they going to try to accomplish with having a live action One Piece? Like, you're trying to cover 900 episodes of things.
What are you trying to do? Money.
Like, what are you gonna do?
I think it's more they're gonna try to focus on like one arc.
Yeah.
And then just call it a day.
I would be.
That's gonna be a tall order. Still.
Yeah.
There's no way they can finish the whole story before it's canceled. So yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they can. I'd be surprised if they can finish a couple arcs before it's canceled.
Also true.
I would be. Well, is it a movie or a TV show?
TV show.
Okay. So then it could have some leeway in terms of story. So it's not all hope is lost. And supposedly the original creator of the show is involved and is like but that doesn't mean shit.
Really?
Yeah. He's supposedly a consultant on the show, but who knows what that really means?
Being a consultant is
like don't quote me because I don't remember, but he is involved with the project. And he like basically approved of a lot of things.
Essentially means like they'll come to you like, hey, we're doing X. How do you think that? Do you think that'll work?
There's been many times where someone said they were consulted on something and it still turned out terrible. So
hey, George R.R. Martin, you want to make a video game called Elden Ring? Okay, how about you just like write me a script for 5 minutes and then I'll just base a whole game off of it. Okay, it'll have all the same Souls tropes. But anyway, I mean, I don't know. I'd be surprised to see if that works. Bye, followers, primes, and viewers. Hey, look, somebody to block.
You haven't got to block anyone in a while.
Ah, boy.
Even has block in their name.
Hey.
Ban, block, spam.
Blockski 04. Bye,
you're welcome, mother trucker.
But yeah, so do we want to move on to the today's topics?
Absolutely, yeah. I've already.
Are we literally in today's topics?
I mean, yeah,
we're talking about Override.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's we can move on to the PlayStation State of Play. I would love to talk about that because that had some fucking really good games, but also some weird shit. But
had some super weird shit.
Yeah. Some unconventional stuff, but I mean, I guess I appreciate the fact that they're trying new things, but at the same time,
I love that they're trying new things. It's not even just appreciate. Like you can't. Like that's honestly what I was almost disappointed about every time I see a Nintendo Direct. Is I almost feel like there's not enough new content.
That's true. PlayStation is like taking chances at this point.
They're going for it, yeah, and I gotta give them mad props for that.
Well, you gotta think like once they lost all that Blizzard shit, they're like, oh my god, Bethesda. I'm sorry, then once they lost all the Bethesda stuff, they're like, we gotta make some new shit right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna lose a lot of money.
They're cranking it out. I'm happy. I mean, well, they lost Call of Duty, even though Microsoft says they're gonna still keep making the games.
Call of Duty.
I don't know if you can believe that forever. So it's good that they're actually trying to develop their own IPs.
I mean,
So what do we want to hit up first for the state of play?
I mean, we can start from the top. I just so if you want to click on the state of play, it'll list all of the games. I just put the games in there that I'm most excited for. That's all.
Well, like, let's
Oh,
do
yes,
we want to
Exo
even do we
Primal.
want to go through the
Yeah, let's go through the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
So let's see. So basically, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games announced. A lot of these were some new IPs or IPs, used in a different way. So Exoprimal is the
Or
first.
IPs that have been dead for a while.
Yes, fair enough. So Exoprimal is the first game, which looks like it's gonna be a PvE game. That's basically like
EDF kind of.
Yeah, it's basically got an EDF feel. A lot of people thought this was actually gonna be a Dino Crisis game.
Yeah.
And they even cock teased the fan base by making one of the characters look exactly like the girl from Dino Crisis. If you look at the trailer, there's a girl with red hair and she's wearing like a black outfit. And they just kind of like fucked with people. But
it definitely looks like a mix between like an EDF and like an Anthem kind of with like the suits, the mech suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like squads, right? So you'll have like your X person squad versus this X person squad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dino horde mode.
Yeah, basically that's what it looked like, and it's like it looks like a lot of games now are still trying to capture sort of that like PvE or Overwatch type money. That's really what they want. Everyone wants that Overwatch money.
Yeah.
And
that hero shooter.
The hero shooter is what a lot of people are going for. And it looked kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it did look fun. But I just don't think it's gonna be something that, I mean, I might invest in it, but I don't know. It's
Personally, I'm not gonna touch it.
If it's half as fun as EDF, I'll try it. But I mean, it could just be trash too.
It'll probably play like a bajillion times better than EDF, though. So there's that.
Well, that wouldn't take too much.
That would not. Take too much.
EDF is a master of jank.
It definitely is a master of jank.
It is, yeah.
And for some reason they made a
the game.
For some reason they made a sky portal with dinosaurs falling out of the sky. I just don't understand why Capcom decided that they needed to make this game. I just think they're trying to make another IP that they can make money off of, other than Resident Evil.
It's weird to have like an indirect PvP game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Capcom hasn't had a successful PvE or non-fighting multiplayer game in a while, so I think they're just trying to get.
Well, I mean, at its core, it's really like a PvEVP, because you're competing with another team to kill the most dinosaurs.
So if you guys haven't seen the actual footage,
that's the core of the game.
I paused it so like it shows the girl who looks like the Dino Crisis lady. And boy, yeah, they just did not. They're like, yo, you want Dino Crisis? Too fucking bad. Let's.
It's alternate universe Dino Crisis. You didn't know?
Yeah, I mean, they also teased somebody joining them at the end, which really didn't look like anybody familiar to me, which I thought was kind of strange. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Like, yo, person, sit down at this chair, and then it just shows like his waist down, and then that's it. So coming 2023. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Like it doesn't look like any Capcom character I would know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they wound up adding Dino Crisis characters to this game. Like that seems like a no-brainer.
I'll actually look at it again and see if I can discern who the hell it is.
Yeah. But like moving, I guess we can. Are you guys good if we move down the list?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right. So then there was like Ghostwire, which was a horror type game that like
Like a horror FPS.
yeah, it's honestly it's hard to just it's hard.
I wouldn't even call it a horror FPS because like it looks like you actually have kind of an array of powers. So it's more of kind of like a horror
This
action
game
game.
seems to have gone through multiple changes.
Yeah.
Oh,
When it was
100%,
first shown, it looked like it was kind of like a Silent Hill like survival thing against like spirits and shit.
Yeah.
But then we finally got more like a year later, and now it's like a power-based spirit killing game.
Yeah.
Or like spirit sending game, I guess.
It seems like a horror action game where you're like an exorcist
Yeah,
going around
it does.
Yep.
powers to fuck shit up.
Yo, they actually added the sunflower lady, you know, for you eagle-eyed hentai fans out there.
I have no idea what that statement means.
There's for some reason
Do I have to rewatch this?
there's a hold on, let's see if I can like find her in this thing, but like there's like a Japanese like lore of a lady who is like a giant lady who wears white. And
Speaking of Japanese lore, did you hear about that stone that split open?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a just stone that was supposed to contain like an ancient evil spirit that split open last week.
So, I mean, I don't really know too much about it, but basically, what this, okay, so I can summarize this game real quick. I think it's Doom Eternal, but Japanese. There you go. That's my.
We'll find out when it comes out.
It looks like a boomer shooter to me.
We'll find out when it comes out.
Maybe like
maybe.
It had that woman that was part of that the internet was like freaking out over, like Iki Nakamura or whatever. She was part of the production squad on it until she left. I think to just go have a kid, which completely understandable.
right.
Or creative differences. I want to say it was both, honestly, because she like founded her own studio like right after. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no opinion on this game. If it comes out and people say it's good, I'll probably play it. If people say it's not that great, then I won't play it. That's kind of how I feel.
So
I've been following this game actually for a while.
oh, really?
So I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Do you have any other insight that we didn't touch on?
No, not really, because they've given us so little like information.
Mhm.
It's unfortunate.
Isn't there like a demo they're releasing or some like something comic? I don't know.
Not that I know of. I know they're having an early access if you buy the deluxe edition, but
Well, it's kind of cool.
But does anyone else know that like notice that like a lot of these are definitely PlayStation exclusives? So they're just, you can tell that they're sort of panicking to make new IPs.
It's a Sony
I don't
state
know
of
if it's
play.
like a panic so much as
They just need
them
new
just,
IPs.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess the next game we can talk about is Final Fantasy Paradise, Strangers in Paradise. It's like it's Strangers in Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which
So what were the jokes people were making about Limp Bizkit being canon in that universe?
I don't know, man. I have no fucking
Limp
clue.
Bizkit in one of the trailers, like, was it because the dude was wearing a headband?
The dude has like earphones and he's listening to Limp Bizkit.
Oh my god, really?
That's hilarious. I love it. Limp
I think
Bizkit
the
is
game
canon
looks
in the Final Fantasy
interesting.
universe.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a retelling of Final Fantasy 1, only with like a seemingly like isekai motherfucker just doing
Chaos.
shit.
Even
Yeah.
though, didn't they say it's not an isekai? Like, there's a reason he's
Yeah,
there. It's not.
Yeah, but it still looks like an isekai to me.
Yeah.
It's just like, look at how he's dressed, like compared to the rest of the people,
Well,
and, like the rest of the world, and you're like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
sure,
but
whatever.
his other teammates or whatever, like Ash or whatever the other dude's name is,
Yeah.
they're sort of dressed similar to him as well.
Yeah,
And it looks like you
but it doesn't
might be
really
able to
fit with
control them.
like the world.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like they're strangers in paradise. So
Yeah,
which
right.
I think it's interesting that like I honestly think here's my theory for this game. I think this is going to
Oh
be
shit.
obviously it's Final Fantasy 1. It's going to
Yeah.
retell the story of Final Fantasy 1. Actually, I think it's going to be a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, and it's going to show
Oh.
you how the main bad guy became the bad guy of the game. That's my theory. Other than
Oh,
that,
you think so?
that's what I think.
Huh.
There's a lot going on here. I think honestly, I think the main characters are going to become a bad guy, but again, I don't have a whole like that's just what I think.
I love that plot trope.
That's
I love
my
that.
Always a fun one.
that's
Like the KOTOR, you find out you're the bad guy all along.
yeah. Or well, I mean, if you go
Yeah,
that route.
depending on how you do it, but yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's a hard read there, or
I'm excited.
I mean,
I'm kind of excited for this game either way.
it could be viable, but we do see what's his face become chaos, which puts it at a weird point in Final Fantasy 1, I feel.
mm-hmm.
Because in Final Fantasy 1, what's his face? I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Garland?
Isn't initially chaos.
I believe it says here, the story of focus on Jack as he travels along a path to become classic Final Fantasy villain Garland. Actually, literally just says that in the actual article that I sent you guys. So yeah, he becomes Garland, who is related to Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just like a weird trailer then.
Yeah, it's honestly like I'll tell you what I think. This is made by Team Ninja, which is also strange. So it's an action RPG. And I'm gonna say this right now. I don't have a lot of faith in Team Ninja as a company. And I think that they're gonna make this game and it's gonna suck. I
watched some people play the demo, and the demo actually looked pretty damn fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you choose Jack's class, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you can also combine classes and switch classes like on the fly for like ridiculous combos and shit, like the Team Ninja special, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think this game could be some real combo porn.
Like I mean that's great and all. Like I'd like to watch it, but I mean I just hope that it's fun to play and it has some depth. I don't think it's gonna be like Devil May Cry. I think it'll be closer to like Sekiro or something like that. But or Ninja Gaiden. Probably Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, it'll probably be between Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
Fair enough.
Based on what I've seen personally.
But I do love the idea of Squaresoft going back to their older titles and like revamping them and making the remake, because boy, I don't want to play Final Fantasy 1. I really don't. Ever. Like
ever.
What about you, August? Do you like any of the would you play through the original Final Fantasies?
It's been so long. I barely even remember them. I would definitely. I rebought 10 on the Switch, and I keep meaning to replay it.
Right.
I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's cool that like 1 through 6 got those pixel remasters. I'll probably pick them all up on a sale at some point.
Yeah, same.
But I don't remember the plots any of those, dude. It's been hella long.
I'll tell you what. I will play through 4, 5, 6, and then of course 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like that. But like the first 3 are kind of rough around the edges, and I would rather just learn about the story than actually have to like sit there and play through and suffer through the boring gameplay that other titles, the successors of the original had done better. So I would like to see like more of this stuff. Like maybe they do a sequel to this that's the exact story of Final Fantasy 1, or they do Final Fantasy 2 or 3. I don't know shit about Final Fantasy 3. No one does, really. I mean, I think it only came out like on a couple of platforms, including the Pixel remaster and on the DS. So
Yeah.
that game is like I've never played it. Like I played 6 obviously, but which was 3 in America for a little while. But I've never actually played the original 3.
Yeah.
And then
I-
but yeah, go on.
I do love the fact that they are getting like, updated sprite remasters and stuff like that though.
That is awesome.
People still love these games and care about these games and want to continue them in the next generations.
Not to mention Square actually listened to their fan base and was like, "Yo, people don't like this shit. We got to change," because the original remakes of those games were people didn't like the menus, like even just simple things like that, like the UI of the game is kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so are the like the way they remastered the pixels themselves. So the way that they did it this time was the right way to do it. So basically, I'm gonna own the same game again for a lot of these fucking things. I own the shitty remaster, and then I'm gonna own the better remaster. Just kind of strange.
Just supporting the developer.
Yeah, the small company known as SquareSoft. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
indie studio.
So I guess we can move on to the next game. It's called Forspoken. I actually didn't even get a chance to look at this game. Did anyone else?
Yeah, I think I did. If it's the one with the I think
there's no.
It's the girl that gets
American girl. It's nice guy. Yeah, girl gets isekai. Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly,
Whoa.
I'm kind of hyped about this game. I don't. It looks like it's gonna be another cinematic story-based game, which it seems like Sony for some reason has a specialty for.
Like a hard-on for lately.
Yeah, they do. They love a good
They're really trying to go for it.
No, they really like that line, but drawing that line between what's a movie and what's a video game. And as long as the story's good, I'm here for it. So if the story's good on this one, if the combat's good, yeah, I might even get it. I don't have a PlayStation to play it on, so that's the one thing in my way. But I'll find a way. Damn it.
What's that game with sad teenagers with power? Life is Strange.
Life is Strange.
She kind of looks like a Life is Strange character. Not gonna lie.
She kind of do, but she gets her own game. But no, this looks good. She basically gets isekai new magical world, and she's like, "What? Magic's real?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's real here." And then she's got to fuck shit up, and she does, and it looks fun.
Of course,
so,
she's
I
the
find
hero.
The main character insufferable so far from the trailers.
Nah, I'm feeling it. If a teenager gets isekai. If a teenager gets isekai, they would totally act like that, and then find out they're hot shit because they have powers that everyone.
Guess but her lines have just made me want to punch a wall.
Nah, I believe it, man.
She sees a dragon, she's like, "Holy shit, a fucking dragon!" And I'm like,
yeah,
I hope she says that verbatim.
You don't think a nerd would act like that if they got isekai?
It's in one of the trailers.
Seriously?
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, dead serious. She says, "Holy shit, it's a fucking dragon."
Oh boy.
You don't think a nerd would act like that?
This is so fucking stupid.
That's more accurate than real life, right there, man.
Yeah. Would you guys be able to hold it down for a second while I use the bathroom?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll be right back.
Sure. What are we talking about now, though? Forspoken is pretty much done.
You should throw the Jeopardy girl. You should get him to throw the Jeopardy music on when he goes to do the pee breaks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No. I am interested in this game. I think if the story's good, I'm here for it. Yeah, the main character's annoying-ish. I don't know. There's been worse main characters. But if a somewhat nerdy teen girl got sent to a magical realm where she got powers, she would totally act like that. So that's.
I get it. They're trying to do the XD. She's so relatable shit, right?
Yeah.
But it just leads to some really cringy writing.
Okay, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
But if the game's fun,
yeah,
and if she maybe grows as a character, or that wasn't a very accurate representation, accurate representation of her,
yeah,
then sure. Because I like the core of the game. It's a very pretty looking game.
It is very pretty looking.
The magic system looks fun.
Yeah.
The combat system looks fun.
Yeah.
But man, that main character might just grate on me so much that I can't really enjoy it.
As long as we get a character arc for her, during this actual course of the game, I'm here for it.
That's fair.
But yeah. So Matt's away at the bathroom, so
yes, he
won't be able to post this. but I found the meme I was looking for, and it's like a chart. It's like so like
Oh, yes,
a herbo
yes.
would be like
Nice.
Xena. A himbo would be like
What?
Chris Hemsworth in like the female Ghostbusters movie. A bimbo would be like, I think this is one of the characters from what's it called? Mean
Wait,
Girls.
Xena?
Yeah. And then like a him bim would be like Luke Skywalker, who'd be like a pretty boy but also kind of dumb.
So
All right,
so
all right.
she's female,
Yeah, so
strong, and dumb.
Are we still talking about Forspoken?
But Xena's not dumb.
Oh no,
No.
Xena. Okay.
Xena isn't that dumb, you're right.
No,
But,
she's smart.
Like it's
She
kind of
isn't
like
dumb at all. She's
no,
like
I'm not
not
saying
even.
she is. I'm not saying she is. It's the so the I'm
Yo,
just trying
Lucy
to give you the
Lawless.
axis of the chart. I'm trying to just give you the axis of the chart. It's like
Yeah.
the-
They seem like shitty representations.
yeah, no, but
Could have
this
picked a
is this
better
this,
character.
They could have. I agree because she's not dumb. I agree, but it's kind of like if they're like beefcakey versus if they're like pretty. So like I totally agree that like Luke is and Luke Skywalker's kind of dumb. Like or young Luke is dumb. Older Luke gets smarter.
He's a kid.
Yeah,
I know.
He's literally a child.
Okay, so he's dumb. I'm not. That doesn't exclude him from being dumb. There can be smart kids.
Yeah, but then he gets smart.
Yeah, later.
And yeah, especially when he tries. Oh, never mind. I can't say that.
Spoiler.
August will get mad at me.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying like it's the like built versus like pretty. That's the other axis of the himbo, bimbo, herbo, him bim. Like
This is just a meme though. This is a proposal.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
know.
Not necessarily set in stone. Yeah.
It's not. It's not. I'm just
not
saying
even.
that like the equivalent
Also,
of
it's on Tumblr, so it loses like 99%
9%.
credibility.
Yo, source, trust me, bro.
But I'm just saying that like the female equivalent of a himbo would not be a bimbo. It would be a herbo. Is where I was going with that.
I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna go with the himbos and the bimbos.
Yeah, just keep it simple for now.
It's not the same. It's not the same. A male, a male
But they're like all
bimbo
encompassing.
would be like a himbo, but like only if they're like beefcakey. If they're like pretty, it should be a him bim.
Icky.
I don't.
Yeah, if they're like built looking.
I don't really.
Yeah,
understand
whereas
it,
like
but
if
it's
they're
fine.
like shoujo status, they would be like a him bim.
So on that
You're
note,
like comparing JoJo Part 4 to like JoJo Part 3.
it's
Speaking of
a
which,
different fucking world.
segue into this game.
Speaking of JoJo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection's coming out.
Wait a second.
Damn, throwing a curveball,
I
bro.
gave you the perfect segue, and you
Which,
just.
I
threw it in the dumpster.
denied. We're going in order, people. All right, so I really wanted to.
Next is Gundam
Gundam
Evolution.
Evolution.
Then.
Oh, y'all didn't even get past Gundam Evolution because that
You weren't here.
I
you know?
figured that that would be like a no-brainer. But yeah, Gundam Evolution is a free-to-play shooter action game that's basically Overwatch, but
It's
with
Gundam
Gundams.
Watch.
Gundam Watch, yeah.
It's probably
I
gonna be
think
That's
it's
it.
janky as fuck.
Yeah, because not enough effort is ever put into games like this. But it
Gundam
makes me
games
sad.
specifically.
I
It
love
would be
Gundam.
cool. Yeah, I do too. And I'm
Same.
Gundam is my fucking jam. All right.
Word.
yeah.
This
real-
looks real
Yeah.
bad.
It does.
It
Like-
gives me a little bit hope that they want to do like an early test to like see how people react to it. So that's okay, but the trailer did not give me a lot of hope.
It just doesn't look interesting.
It doesn't look polished.
It
Doesn't
It
look
I,
balanced.
it looks really rigid.
well, also the fact that they're using like Zaku's against like different generations of mobile suits that would just wipe the floor with them is like it also
Oh,
kind of
well,
bothers me.
yeah.
I get it, but I mean at the same time it's like are these like Gundam Butterfly? I don't know the exact name of it, but is that gonna be
Turn A?
what's that? Not the pilot.
Turn A Gundam?
Turn A Gundam. Yeah.
Turn A Gundam.
Turn A
With the
Gundam.
Moonlight Butterfly.
Is that gonna be like you unlock it? It's like a a helicopter in Call of Duty or something, or
Or
Just
how's that?
a match ender.
The more you think about it, the more it's gonna hurt when it comes out not anything like what you think it should be.
I
So
mean,
just don't think about it.
at the very least,
I think it's just gonna end up like a hero shooter, and that's it. They're gonna have their
Yeah.
own little abilities. They're gonna have their own
Bad, janky hero
stats,
shooter.
and it'll probably be awful. I signed up for the test just to watch the fucking train wreck first person.
Yeah.
Why not?
but
It's on
Watch a train
Steam.
wreck.
I
They're
will
doing it on
say,
PC.
at the very least, it is a free-to-play game. So, I mean, you don't...
It is.
I'm not, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'm not going to be mad about this game because
Oh,
it's,
yeah, no matter what happens.
it's free, right? When I
I'll be
played...
disappointed
Sure, fair enough.
because anytime a franchise you enjoy gets a new game and the game sucks, you're like, well, that's really unfortunate.
I can't tell you how many times Bandai Namco has disappointed me with anime titles.
Oh man.
Like-
or CyberConnect 2 and every arena fighter pretty much.
New Gundam Breakers is literally one of the worst games I've ever played, and it makes me angry that I spent $60 on it.
I'll tell
I'm
you a
even-
secret.
I'm even
The
more
original
mad.
Gundam Breakers wasn't good either.
No, I heard it was bad.
That's everybody says it was good.
Everyone says it was good. Every review I read says it's way
Gundam
better than
Breakers 2 is great.
It was okay.
Yeah, but they decided to take Gundam Breakers and yo, but what if we put waifus in it? And then that's
fair, yeah.
and
that.
it was,
Business strategy.
that's legit. It was a
It's a
dating
strategy
sim.
that often works out.
It was a dating sim game with Gundams, and I was like, no, fuck this game. I don't like it.
I did Gundam.
And I got
robosexual.
not only that, but the online was trash
Sorry,
too.
ladies, I'm Gundam sexual.
I'm actually I identify as turn A, so
Yeah, man.
You identify as best Gundam?
I mean it's a different. It's anyway. I prefer the 1 year war timeline personally. Anything that
Fair.
deviates from that, I mean, Wing is okay, and so is G Gundam, but anything other than that,
Why have sex when the Leia Vignana system exists?
because Minovsky particles.
I mean, Turn A takes place at the very end of the Universal Century timeline.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
I've
it literally ends the Universal Century timeline.
I haven't seen it, so I
I'm
mean,
getting-
Wiping out life
We're
on
getting
Earth.
so deep.
What?
into
Are you
nerd
serious?
territory, no one to know what we're talking about. But yes, Gundam's amazing. You should watch Gundam if you haven't. Most of it's on Netflix, so it's not even hard.
look.
Oh, yeah, no, I can tell you all about it.
First of all, I will say that I don't think Zeta is a very good series. I think it kind of sucks.
Zeta's an acquired taste.
I think Double Zeta is
Zeta's
even worse.
One of the more experimental ones.
Bro-
Blue
trying
Cheese Gundam.
trying some new shit.
They took Amuro Ray and they made him an asshole.
Okay, but he was always kind of an asshole.
No, he wasn't. He was our
always-
hero.
Not so hot
that
take.
doesn't mean he's not an asshole.
What do you mean? Why was he an asshole? He
He always
just did whatever the
so
fuck he
after
wanted.
started getting success, he just
Mhm.
started doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
He's like, "I'm gonna take the Gundam."
Through the fucking roof.
Yeah, but White Base heavily relied on that Gundam. Otherwise, they wouldn't have survived as long as they did. They would have been dead.
But the only reason he survived was because he was a new type.
Yeah, but they didn't know what a new type was, and
I know, but that was his edge. He was one of the early new types.
yeah, him and Char and Chala, and then there's a love triangle between him and Chala. Anyway, I enjoyed anything that involved Amuro, Char, and Char's counterattack. But once they made Amuro a side character, I stopped being interested in it.
We are so off topic. But
I'm
Gundam
sorry.
is great. Gundam is
It's
great. And
awesome.
people should watch
That's
it if
just
they
me.
can. Let's just summarize that.
Watch 8th
OS team.
Watch Gundam.
MS team.
Yeah,
Gundam.
yeah, that's a good shit.
We can
That's
tell you
that's
which
good
one you
entry
watch
level.
later, but just watch Gundam.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that looks
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection.
straight up. This is the shit. I am so fucking excited for this shit.
Yeah. It's
I'm
basically
confused
all
why the Game Boy games are on there, but other than that, looks like a great collection.
It is all the retro Ninja Turtles games you ever wanted to play in one package. It's
And the
coming
Game
out
Boy
on
games.
everything, and the Game Boy games even.
13.
It's coming out on everything. It's coming out on PC. It's coming out on Switch. It's coming out on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Definitely hype this up.
13.
It makes me kind of sad though, because I was like half of me wanted to get one of the arcade 1-up. Like Turtles in Time cabs.
Nah, bro.
And now that if this comes out, I'm even less incentivized to do it.
Yep.
But still dope as fuck.
Yo, better have
However, it should
rollback.
make those less expensive if it's a good game.
You would think so, but that's not how the pricing of the
If-
arcade 1-up.
If you can find them like on clearance, they're like around $100. But like other than that, that's like if you get lucky in your your local Walmart.
They're usually between like 400 and 600 new.
Yeah. The Street Fighter cab I think is like around 200 now though.
I have one of the I have the Marvel superheroes cab.
Yeah, I remember.
I just haven't set it up yet, but I have it.
Remember my big arcade cabinet that like, boy, I just honestly that was more of a hassle than just buying an arcade 1-up.
It would have been, yeah. That thing was beast mode.
It was.
1-ups would have been so much lighter.
It would have, but also like I wouldn't have been able to stand next to you and play a 2-player game. That's the only downside of those arcade 1-ups is the you're like literally dick to dick.
Yeah, they are kind of small. You are right next to each other. I did get one of the risers, but yeah, they're definitely, it's a tight squeeze.
Yeah, and that's my only real complaint, and I've been spoiled by using a real arcade cabinet. So, anyway, like there's 13 games in this collection, and most of these have not been released since obviously they were on the NES or Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy. Turtles in Time Arcade has like Ninja Turtles has never been released on anything else for sure. Like this is the first time there's an official way to buy this shit.
Turtles in Time Arcade is unethically difficult.
It is. It's honestly, Mom, I need my quarters. Mom, I need more quarters to the game. So the Super Nintendo is honestly the definitive way to play that game.
Sure.
In my opinion, it's way more fun. And Turtles in Time just has like the last boss takes like a year to beat, and that's with 4 people. With 4 fucking people, it took forever. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Like they even were like, "Yo, you like the Super Nintendo version of Tournament Fighter or the Genesis version? We got you, fam." And then they got those NES titles that like are overpriced as shit. A lot of these games are like scalpers are all over, raising the prices of. And so this is gonna like take a cut into them. Like, yo, fuck you. I got my Turtles in Time. I don't gotta pay like $100 for it anymore. I got all these games for $40, hopefully. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's a great collection. I'm not a super big fan of overlapping titles, like having 2 tournament fighters, even though they're from different systems and do have slight differences. And I feel like the Game Boy games were just kind of pointless to include.
So
it's extra content. It's padding.
It is. Yeah, no, it is. So they can be like, oh, look how many games are in here. When realistically,
probably be played the least, but they're there.
But yo, like it honestly for me, it like cures my ADD in a way, like my obsessive compulsive side of me. That's like, oh yeah, but I still have the Genesis version and the Super Nintendo version. I like that shit.
You cared.
What's that?
Well, we also have the NES version.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that.
It's literally 3 versions of Tournament Fight.
I love playing different versions of games. I just do. I'm like that. I'm that fucking weirdo that's like, no, you want to play the Dreamcast version of Marvel vs. Capcom because it's 4-player. You know, like I love that stuff.
I like it when they have bigger differences.
Yeah,
like comparing the Super Nintendo Aladdin to the Genesis Aladdin.
Oh yeah, it's like 2 different games.
Or the Genesis Lion King to the Super Nintendo Lion King.
Yeah,
like 2 completely different games.
Wasn't it like the Genesis version of Aladdin had a sword, but the Super Nintendo version
Genesis
didn't?
Version was probably better.
Yeah.
I don't know. They both had their charms.
But I think
both difficult games.
I'm also a huge fan of beat 'em ups. So like any chance, you know, I can get my hands on a beat 'em up and play them with August is always a good time.
I can't wait. Turtles in Time will be great. What was the one before Turtles in Time? 2 famous ones, right?
There's Turtles in Time. I mean, obviously Tournament Fighter is the other one I know of. Hyperstone Heist. I think Manhattan Project. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade is the other one. Turtles in Time Arcade's bullshit. Y'all figure that out once it comes out. You know, you enjoy trying to beat up Shredder with 4 people whacking him for 10 minutes.
That's what you gotta do, dude.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's only $40. I was right on with that.
It is $40.
See, that to me that's worth it. Especially like having it on the Switch or, you know, PC. Yeah, it's on PC too. Yeah, to me
Ninja Turtle fans are eating well, dude.
They are, dude. Especially with fucking
Shredder's Revenge.
Yes, that looks so fire. August,
the Scott Pilgrim people.
You seen Shredder's Revenge, August?
Yeah, the trailers for it look really tight. You know me, I'm always hyped for new beat 'em up.
You can play as April.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna put Casey Jones in that shit.
Microphone.
That's a thing that's been
Casey Jones DLC.
Dude, that's a thing that's kind of been the new like meta going forward. Though, like even in the comics, like or not the comics, but like the old cartoon, April's never really a fighter. But she's a character in All-Star Brawl. She's been a character in a bunch of the new ones.
People just think April O'Neil's hot. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, she is.
Yeah, they're not wrong there.
There is a porn star named April O'Neil. So,
but
of course,
talking about the Turtles specifically.
But I'm just saying, there's a reason why she's called April O'Neil. You know.
No, I don't know.
No, porn stars often pick their names from pop culture shit.
But she specifically ripped it out from Turtles intentionally.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Calm down there, Backlog.
Let me have this, okay? Let me have it. I'm excited for the Cowabunga collection and Shredder's Revenge. I hope that Shredder's Revenge is just as good as Streets of Rage 4. I hope it has
rival.
I hope it's as good as Scott Pilgrim.
I think Streets of Rage 4 is a better game than Scott Pilgrim. I'm just gonna say it right now.
I'll have to agree to disagree.
I agree with that.
You agree? Yeah, okay. So first of all, Streets of Rage 4 is literally a fighting game in terms of combo system. Like, Scott Pilgrim's fun, but it's literally just ripping off Kunio Kuni as, like, a video game. It's like, oh yeah, you like the NES guys? Check all this shit out. Let's name all the bands after NES games.
It's fun. I don't know.
It is good. It is a good game.
I don't always need, like, this super deep thing, especially in, like, a beat-em-up scenario. You know, sometimes you just want to punch shit.
Yeah, but like once you see like some of the combos you can actually do in the games, it becomes a lot more fun. It's kind of like Devil May Cry in a way, like where it's like, oh yeah, you can just go through and slash, but if you want the depth, you know, it's there too. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. And then I guess we could
Gigabash.
Yeah, Gigabash, which is basically War of the Monsters.
War of the Monsters? Yeah, spiritual successor to War of the Monsters.
All I'm saying is,
like the parody monsters.
Do you just one last follow up on the Ninja Turtles? All the
Ninja Turtles absolutely.
Content?
Oh, go
do you guys think they'll be like they're like all this content is coming up as like a gear up for like a movie or anything like that, or do you think it's just like they're just capitalizing in on that, like, you know, 30-year nostalgia cycle of, you know,
I think they're capitalizing on the hype that Shredder's Revenge generated.
Yes.
And so they're just going to cash in and get a little bit of extra money.
I'll tell you
nostalgia.
Why I think it's happening. Personally, I think it's happening because Sorry, didn't mean to burp.
Disgusting. How could you do that?
I think it's because Konami is now out of the pachinko game, and they're moving back into video games because they can't make that money anymore.
Yeah.
So they're going through. That's why they re-released all the Castlevanias, like the Game Boy Advance collection and the Castlevania collection, and they're just like, they know people want this shit and they want Konami video games, especially like the older audiences. And obviously they can't make their dime off pachinko anymore, because I think that got some like different regulations in Japan that kind of make it really restrictive. I think it just
Gambling regulations in Japan are very strict.
Yeah, I think they were just like, yo, pachinko's actually gambling, and we're after 10 to 20 years, we're going to decide that this is gambling. But yeah, what do you think, man? I think that's my main reason for thinking the revival of Konami and their old titles, which I can't say, like, for the past 10 years I've heard people just talk about Konami titles and how they wish they would make a new game, or like the rumors of a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake, which I don't want without Kojima. But if they put David Hayter in there, I'm more inclined to play it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big David Hayter fan. Yo, he's a screenwriter for X-Men 2 for some fucking reason, which is a great movie, but
I think they're just being cautious. They're taking like basically a guaranteed W with the Shredder's Revenge. Just
dude.
Like, oh, sweet, another Ninja Turtles beat 'em up, and it looks really good. Good press. Oh, here's the Cowabunga collection. You should probably have that to go along with your Shredder's Revenge.
Dude, I literally was like, because I think I don't know if I was talking in my stream or if I said it on the podcast. And August, I don't know if you agree with this, but for me, I don't want to pirate anything. If I could, I will spend the money to buy the things that I want. Like it, I don't want, if, like, you know what I mean? Like, I will buy Turtles in Time on the PC. I don't want to pirate it, because you know what I mean? Like, Konami's getting that money. It's not going to be some scalper or like, some asshole in the retro market that's driving up prices.
That's fair.
And because, like, here's why I don't personally feel too bad about like people who decide to pirate, is because you're not paying the money to the creators anymore. Like, it's not doing anything for you. It's not doing it. Like, it's not gonna turn into games.
I kind of agree, but at the same time, like, you have to support the studios how you can, and even if you're paying the publisher directly, you know what I mean. If the studio wants to do a game like that again, that supports them for the future. So
Right, and you and I both know, August, that beat 'em ups are a dying breed of like, they've only started to slowly make a comeback over the past couple of years. So
I see it. I'm one of the people that grew up during that era, so I love to see that.
Yeah. And like, I'm super happy that beat 'em ups are coming back. And like, especially with Streets of Rage 4, I didn't get to try the DLC. But that's something that, like,
I just got it.
Rage
So
4, River City Girls.
Yeah. River City Girls. Like, hopefully.
River City Girls 2? Comment.
But like, let's say, and I think me and you, Quinn, we were on stream where we're trying to play Streets of Rage 4, and there was nothing 4-player for like other people to jump in on.
Yeah, that doesn't really work out.
Like, look at Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim has trash online. Doesn't matter if you play the Switch version, or it doesn't matter if you play the PC version. It sucks. It's just bad. It desyncs all the time. I got kicked out of games, and I played with people that lived in the same state as me, like 40 minutes away, max.
Sadness noises. And
I was being kicked out of a game. Like, I can't tell you how pissed I was about that remake. Like, they're like, oh, we're bringing it back, but yo, we're not gonna do shit about that online. Which is like
a lot, dude.
Yeah, and like, if I had known that, I would have never bought it. It is a fun game, but again, if
Yeah.
I will support a company who.
It's purely a couch co-op game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying though. Like, it's the rollback revolution has come to fighting games.
Welcome to Rollbackia.
Yeah, and it needs to also come to beat 'em ups, and it might be slower, but I mean, one day we will be there. It's just how long is it going to take, and how many good, like decent, or even great beat 'em ups are going to be shortchanged by just not having good online until that happens.
Well, I mean, even Streets of Rage doesn't have like the best online. Streets of Rage 4, it doesn't have the best online, but it's still manageable. You know, like you can still play through a game with a friend. It'll lag a little bit, but I mean, I don't think it has rollback.
No.
Okay. But other than that, real quick, Quint.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, are you cool if we just let the podcast rock today, or because it's about 8:00?
If you want to.
Yeah, we're only like halfway through topics right now.
Are you?
Man.
I mean, I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun?
Absolutely, yeah.
Listen, I always have fun.
Don't you fucking lie to me, you son.
I always have fun.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
Fun is his middle name.
Yo, I would really like to keep talking about these games because I'm having a good time. I got a beer here, man. I'm just chilling.
Hey.
And we can kick it with some tokusatsu after, if that's okay with you.
I'm just vibing, dude.
All right, cool.
Sitting here with my cat, drinking some water.
Word.
Shout out to our Hydra homies.
Yeah.
Water is life, my dudes.
As opposed to their old name, which I can't say on stream, or I could say it on stream. Other people can't, so we don't use it. But yeah.
We talk about Gigabash.
Yeah, let's talk about Gigabash.
It's just War of the Monsters with a new coat of paint.
I have not before the stream I was trying to look through all of this stuff.
I think it'll be fun.
And
it's gonna be mindless. Though.
I do too.
I was trying to look through all the games on the state of play, and I missed like a couple of them, like especially that that isekai game and this one too. So I've never got to see this.
I missed Trek to Yomi, so.
Yeah, that's that game. Once we get to it, it's really weird. It's a strange looking game. What the fuck is this? Just on repeat of a monster roaring? It's nothing. It's like it's not even
What,
is it? It's a GIF. Okay, so this.
Site's not even running for me now.
No.
No. I already know Gigabash, so it's whatever. But...
Yo, all of this. Okay, so they're having anime cutscenes like Street Fighter 4 did. It looks like. This page that I'm on is a PlayStation blog. They just half-assed it and basically just made like a bunch of GIFs, which is kind of annoying. But this game also looks kind of trash. Not gonna lie.
It looks like War of the Monsters.
I would say
never much to War of the Monsters.
I would say it actually. It's closer to like What's the name of that game, that like the arcade game with the with monsters and you used to beat up buildings?
King of the Monsters? Oh, Rampage?
Rampage. It looks like a
Rampage.
Well, I mean, it looks like sort of more like that in terms of, or even King of the Monsters too, like closer to that than, because it's not zoomed in and closer to the actual monsters than I thought it was. It's very much like an overhead 4-player game. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was gonna look exactly like War of the Monsters. It also looks like there's a lot of items that are going into it. So
yeah.
It
just looks like mindless fun to me.
Yeah, it does. But I don't know. I'll have to wait till it comes out to really judge the game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I bet the online will suck.
Probably.
Fingers crossed it won't. That's all we can do for right now.
Yeah,
pray that the state of Rollbackia will have another successful convert.
The country of Rollbackia.
Yep.
All we know right now is that it will have multiplayer.
Yes.
It will have couch co-op, and it will come out this year.
It'll be a dead game in a month.
I mean
Uh,
that was
just
going
like
to
King
be
of
anyway.
Fighters 15.
God damn. Look, I know what I'm suffering from. Okay, you don't have to remind me. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, does anyone have anything else to say, Gigabash, before we move on?
No, not really. Looks like a
August.
basic ass, fun ass little game.
Yeah, no. Let's keep going.
Okay, so this is actually my most like the game I'm most excited for is JoJo
Really?
All-Star Battle R.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this
A
game.
re-release of All-Star Battle.
Okay, but there's more to it than that. All right, I'll explain it to you because I have made a note file because I'm gonna make a video on this. Okay.
Do
Uh,
it.
Okay, so here are the new features, right? That we know right now. It's gonna be on
Okay.
PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S. It's gonna improve the combat system, adding new combos, giving players different dashes and maneuvers. Also, it's gonna give like basically just new tools to experiment with altogether. So there have been fan mods of All-Star Battle for a while that have actually been doing this. So Bandai Namco has like kind of taken that momentum of, hey, look, there's this fan mod that improves the game. I'm assuming, and I don't know this for sure, but I think it's going to be in 60 FPS. The original game ran in 30.
I hope it's at 60.
Yeah, so like all of the characters are also unlocked from the get-go. They are also adding 8 new playable characters. Also, they are adding a tag system into the game. So you have assists to aid your combos. So this is like a completely different game than like in terms of a fighting game, dude. It's like that's why I'm excited. So if this game has rollback, dude, I loved the original JoJo All-Star Battle. I loved it, but it broke my heart that I couldn't like it had some of the worst online I've ever played. It really did. Like between that and Eyes of Heaven, it's like they're kind of. I think Eyes of Heaven is worse than All Star Battle. Eyes of Heaven is the worst online I've ever experienced in my fucking life. Like, but this game is good. It's fun, and you know, not enough people gave it a chance. And so I'm excited to see what like, you know, this game came out in like 2013. And just the fact that like they were like, "Yo, we care about these characters in this game and this IP. We're gonna add all this new shit in there." It just made me so happy. Like you know what I mean? Like what if, like you know, like a game you had for me, this game came up short, right? The original. But what if it was this? What if it was this version that came out? You know, like an improved version. There's a lot going on here that just makes it worth buying itself, in my personal opinion. I don't know if any of those things I listed, like it sounds like a lot, right? For a fighting game. Was anybody listening, or am I just talking to myself?
No, I'm listening.
Like the new aspects of the fighting game, like, you know, it would be like if they had Marvel 3 and they're like, oh, we're adding new combos and we're gonna add new characters. You know how hyped people would be? Like, oh, we're gonna add rollback into Marvel 3 or Marvel 2. We're gonna give you rollback and a training mode, and a new updated training. Like, I would buy that day one. You know, it's kind of the same idea.
I just have one very strong reason to be lukewarm about the game.
Why is that?
CyberConnect 2.
Yeah, I hear you. Did you ever play the original?
Yes.
You did. Did you own it?
No.
Okay. The original is really fun, in my opinion. And I had... Okay, so It's a Discord fighter. Okay, it's a straight up like the original is a Discord fighter, and it actually got like I just love the fact that
Some games are just bound to being Discord fighters. This is what happens.
I just love the fact that the community of people were like, "Yo, we like this game. We're gonna mod it ourselves to have all this new shit." And then Bandai Namco's like, "Yo, let's take those ideas." That I love how companies do that, or like how Sega took Sonic Mania, and they're like, "Yo, Christian Whitehead, you make great Sonic modded games. We want you to make Sonic Mania," and that game is fantastic. One of the best Sonic games ever made. In fact,
Just,
go on.
CyberConnect always makes the most like bare bones fighting ass game.
But I mean, this game has like cancels. This has like FADCs on the base level of it. It has Hamon users. Like
Yeah.
It has aspects of heritage of the
has,
future.
What's it called? Fuck.
Like slide cancel, like you slide side to side, kind of like in rival schools.
Dash cancels and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So just the fact that they're adding in mobility options for characters.
I mean, it could be good, but I don't know.
Okay,
Like I
so
said, CyberConnect 2 and we
yes.
don't really get along.
See, that's okay. So that's a fair criticism. I just think I was so in love with the first game forever, and I played the shit out of it, and I was so bummed that I had no one to play with. And this is an opportunity to bring it back, and that I don't know, feels good.
How much do we know about the netcode?
So that's the thing, is like we don't know anything about the netcode. That's the one hang up that I have, where I'm like, okay, the
So
like,
it's like listen to all your things, and I'm like, okay, but where's the netcode?
yes, exactly. And I am saying that if it has rollback, I am there day one. I'm there. I'm probably still gonna buy it.
I'm sure the JoJo fan base is there day one too.
Yes, I'm a big fan of JoJo's as well, but I love the fact that they're taking an old game and giving it a whole bunch of new tricks that, originally came up short, and it's exciting to me.
They're keeping the chunky ass roster.
Yeah, and they're adding 8 more characters, and that's a beautiful thing. Otherwise, there was characters that I didn't get to play, and the fact that they're adding an assist system like Marvel 2, it's super cool. Anyway, should we move? August, do you have anything else to say about it, or gone?
He's dead, Jim.
Son of a bitch, August.
Are any of you guys alive? I mean, August isn't.
August. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. Yo, August.
Hey,
all right,
August.
It's fine. Let's switch over to Trek to Yomi.
I don't know anything about this game.
So
this is gonna be a short ass conversation.
Yes. So this game is sort of, it has aspects of like Sifu, but it takes like heavy inspiration from like 30s and 20s samurai movies.
Yeah.
And so it actually it goes as far as to have like actors from like those old movies in the game. I don't know if they're still alive or not or what, but they literally list them off at the end of it as like, but it also, the combat system is giving me sort of Kendo Master Bushido vibes.
That's a throwback.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I don't know, man.
Welcome back, dude.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, were you like so bored by the JoJo rant?
Bro,
I apologize.
Oh no, I just oh man. No.
Did you fall asleep? Be real.
I I kind of did. I did low key. I did.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Not much of a low key. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
high
Was
key,
I
right?
snoring? Was it like?
No.
No, you just didn't respond at all.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, I was
Basically
on.
comatose.
I was out. I was out of it. But yeah, JoJo's is great. Watch JoJo's. JoJo's is in America now. Do that.
Yo,
But
August,
yeah,
tell me about
love
this
it.
game. Have you seen anything about Trek to Yomi?
No, this was one of the ones that like I kind of skimmed over during the state of play. I mean, I know nothing about it. I know probably even less than you do. So
Yeah.
Well, I know one of my favorite groups, Devolver Digital's doing it. So
The-
that's awesome.
August, they're actually having like actual actors in the game, kind of like Onimusha did.
that's kind of sick. I loved that from Onimusha 3 with my man Gene Reno.
Didn't Jean Reno? Yeah. Oh my god,
I-
why is he in that fucking game?
Because they paid him to be in that game.
The
It's the only reason.
Japanese people love Jean Reno. That's really what it
I
comes down to.
Apparently, they saw the professional ones, and they're like, he
They're
must
like,
be in everything.
he likes 14-year-old girls. Perfect.
What?
It's not, she trains them to be assassins. It's not ruin the sanctity of that movie.
You
Um.
didn't make it weird. You shouldn't
don't-
either.
Don't make it weird.
All right. I'm sorry. Anyway, this looked kind of interesting for a game. We had JoJo's. That's all done. Closing that
I think
out.
it looks good. Like the
It
combat
looks-
system, we basically don't know anything about, but like just from like the little trailer, because I
Yeah.
did watch the trailer.
Okay.
It seems fine. It seems very basic, and I'm wondering if the story is gonna carry the game.
Like honestly, to me, it does look basic, and like compared to playing Sifu, like Sifu looks like a way more fun version of that game. Like I don't.
But yeah,
It is slightly different, you know. Like
because this is like a samurai story, right? This is like Seven Samurai kind of shit.
yeah, but it looks like it's gonna kind of like you have to plan out how you're gonna kill people, like in sort of like have a flow chart of like doing things instead of just running in guns a-blazing. You probably get killed, but who knows?
I mean,
Who knows?
You know,
Possibly. We basically don't know. Yeah.
Yo,
the flowchart in a fighting game is a tried and true strategy. So whatever you got to do.
flowchart and Sifu is the way to go, man. Like, that game is
I've
fantastic.
seen the Sifu speedrun.
I think Sifu is actually. I'm gonna say this right now. I think Sifu is one of my favorite game, like my top games of the year.
I
Definitely.
bounced off of it.
You haven't played Elden Ring yet though, so you can't give a real rating.
Oh man, so true.
Is it on sale?
No.
Elden
it
Ring.
won't
Well, then I ain't
be for
buying
a
it.
while. Yeah, I know, right? For real.
Yo,
Oh, Sifu looks good though. I never played it, but
so-
Sifu looks good.
it's so good,
It
dude.
was fun. It
I
was
was a
fun,
big-
but
Yeah.
it was too repetitive for me.
I was
I liked
hooked.
Absolver. I liked Absolver, so I'll probably like Sifu.
Yeah. Well,
More
Absolver.
repetitive than Absolver.
Absolver's no, it's not more repetitive than Absolver.
Yes, it
Absolver-
is.
Absolver's
Absolver's
story.
like compared to
Absolver has like way more moves and shit.
yeah, but Absolver is like trash. It sucks.
That's fair.
And I don't mean like the combat system is trash. I mean that the online is trash. And I always felt like I was in underwater in like a Mario level every time I played a fucking game of that. Like, or people would just camp at like spawn points, and that was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Good.
It was fucking no. It was you had to block a move a certain amount of times before you learned it.
Yeah,
but
that was a garbage. Well, get hit
Yeah.
by it, block it,
yes.
parry it.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. And but that was like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go with that. But except when you fight more experienced people, their stats are better, so they break your guard fucking quick. So it kind of like it defeats the purpose, you know?
Unlucky. Bad matchup.
Bad matchup.
Bad matchup.
One-
Yo,
1-8 matchup.
Yo, August.
Lack of match knowledge really just applies here.
Yep.
Yo, August, tell me about Returnal Ascension, a co-op and Tower of Syphilis.
So I'm a huge fan of Returnal. I think Returnal's a badass game. Probably one of the best roguelikes to come out last year. Hard, challenging, cool story. They added saving, so you can finally save the game. And now it's got co-op. So I mean, just a badass, good 3D FPS roguelike. Getting another mode that you can enjoy now
For
with
free.
a homie for free. Yeah, even better. I can't hate that. I think it's awesome.
Yo, but
That's interesting.
here's the thing though. It's on this thing called a PS5.
Sure.
I don't know if those actually exist. I've never seen one.
I know they are very hard to see spot in the wild. If you do see one, immediately call.
I've actually had multiple opportunities to buy one, and I still haven't because for me it just doesn't have that system seller yet.
There's not. Yeah, there's.
Its catalog of games isn't big enough for me to justify the investment.
Yo,
For a
Quinn.
lot of the games, I am just waiting till it comes out on
It will
PC.
be.
But
It will be though. But
Yo, Quinn.
know.
You wanna play your PS4 games in 4K? Buy a PS5. It's really what it is right now.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel right now.
I mean, I don't have.
The games are trickling in, right? Like Returnal's great.
Yeah,
I've
but
heard
even.
great things about the new Horizon.
Mhm.
The new God of War is probably going to be great.
Of course.
But those alone just aren't enough for me to just go all in.
Yeah.
Because it's a big investment.
It is.
It's expensive.
It's a lot of money. I had a friend who paid a scalper price. It was like $100 more, which I thought was crazy. I would never First of all,
I would just sit on my shelf and get dusty.
Yeah, I have problems with scalpers, so I don't like them. I think they're jerks.
Scalpers ruin everything. Scalpers ruin the GPU market. They ruin the
Scalpers
PS4,
have
Xbox
ruined
Series X
my
market.
Gundam models market.
They've
ruined the graphics card market.
They ruined PS5s.
They've ruined the Kamen Rider market.
They ruined fucking Nintendo Switches. Like,
yeah, scalpers are the lowest form of human life.
if you're a scalper, I kind of hate you, but you know, respectfully.
I respect your hustle, but go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Yeah, but go fuck yourself. Also, pictures of people having like towers of PS5s and selling them to other scalpers, and it's just like, you motherfuckers. You're the reason why we can't get one of those, you piece of shit. You're the reason why fucking look, I'm going in deep right now. You're the reason why goddamn GPUs cost like over $1,000 right now. Because you're fucking piece
of combination.
You're right, the chip shortage.
Combination.
Well, I also
chip
say
shortage, crypto mining, scalpers.
Yes. Yeah, it all kind of came in the past 5 years or so. And then
pre-selling.
Yes. But I would also say the chip shortage is also affecting like literally every single market that we can think of.
Uses chips now. Cars, computers, everything, literally everything.
And you know, like also COVID. I think that's a big reason why we haven't seen a large amount of PS5 games yet. And it just I've just never seen anything on the PS5 that was like, yep, I need to buy that, or you know, like if Bloodborne's at 60 FPS, okay, cool, but you know, that's 60 FPS isn't worth $600 to me.
One of my buddies had a PS5. He brought it over. I played some of the new Ratchet and Clank. That was fun. I played some Returnal. That was fun. I'm like, yeah, but I don't really want to get one just for these games. Like, these are good games. Don't get me wrong. Great games. But just not worth the price of entry.
Yo, August.
Yeah.
Tell me about Diofield Chronicle.
Dude, another game I don't know anything about. It's by Square. So Square makes great RPGs. I'm excited. I'm excited for a new RPG, but I know nothing about it.
I honestly didn't even. This was another one that I missed, but it looks like it's like Command and Conquer or something shit like that. Like,
Interesting. So it's kind of like RTS elements.
yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen any gameplay yet. I'm just kind of like trying to skip through. Oh boy, what is that game that like used to have? Is it Command and Conquer? Like where you have like continents that you could dominate?
Hold on. I think I'm getting called for something. Give me like 2 seconds. Just continue talking.
Okay.
It sounds like more Civilization than Command and Conquer.
Well, this looks like is an RPG with like real time strategy elements.
Yeah, I saw a little of it. I just don't know enough about it.
I'm not
It
a.
seems like a game I'd definitely be interested in.
Oh, it has Bahamut in there. Legit, like I didn't even notice it, but it had Bahamut in the trailer.
Mhm.
Man, Square is. I mean, I don't think it's a part of the Final Fantasy universe. I feel like this was originally like Final Fantasy Tactics 2 or some shit, and then it just
Could
became its
be.
own thing. You know, that's what it
I
looks
mean,
like.
like the art style lines up, having Bahamut lines up.
Yeah. He also the main protagonist looks like the main protagonist from Tactics.
Yeah.
Back in Black. What's it called? Yeah, no, it looks cool. As I said, if it's good, I might check it out, but not for a $60 game. Check it out. Maybe for
Yeah,
like
same.
40 or
Same.
$30 game. Check it out. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I feel kind of the same about Triangle Strategy, which isn't on this list, but also just came out. It's a new like the modern Final Fantasy Tactics from Nintendo. And I'm sure it'll eventually release on PC.
Well, is it?
Yeah, it looks good, but I'm not gonna check it out for $60. You know,
I mean, the Diofield Chronicle is literally coming to Steam.
Yeah.
So I know there was like Bravely Default, but there was another game that people were raving over on the Switch, or three. No, not that.
Octopath Traveler.
Yes, that was the other one that a lot of people were telling me I should play.
It was okay. Not
Yeah, I heard the
fantastic.
RPG parts were good. The story parts didn't work so well because like each character there's like I think 6 characters and they all have kind of separate stories, and they're written as separate stories, and then like most of the way through they're like we have to tie these stories together somehow.
Yeah, it's separate but not separate.
Is it like Secret of Mana 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only like so like the events in Secret of Mana 2 generally have like
A
more of
flowchart.
like a worldly impact,
Yeah.
right? Like for example, you start as Angelica in that place, right?
Yo,
And
first
then
of
you
all,
see, like the
fuck you.
assassins and
You're
all that
wrong.
shit.
Want to start as the dude, the wolf man who has the
It doesn't
fisticuffs.
matter who you start
It
as.
does,
I'm
because
using an
he's the
example
coolest.
here.
Anyway.
But like the events of like Angelica's start, reach over into everything in the world, right? Like even if you don't start as Angelica, those events still transpired and Angelica's still like in the world doing shit.
But doesn't it also
Octopath doesn't quite follow that.
Yeah.
Like for the most part it's just like that story plus like whatever happened with the characters that you have chosen, and then it moves forward and it like homogenizes.
Isn't there also like you wanna like it has you pick a secondary character that will also kind of like fill out the story for that person in a specific way? Like there's a true ending, but other endings are like or storylines are kind of missing certain aspects in Secret of Mana 2.
I don't really remember anything.
I
like
love the
that.
Mana games. I'm just gonna throw it out there though. Can I just
the Mana games? You pick 3 characters, literally 3 characters.
Yeah,
Secret of Mana is great.
All 3 of those characters have influences.
Yeah, can we do a playthrough of that sometime? We should do a playthrough of that.
Of Secret of Mana 2?
Yeah.
Secret of Mana 2
or
Densetsu 3.
Look, I would do 3-player Secret of Mana.
Yeah,
that game is like one of the only 3. Like there are 3 or 4-player games on the SNES that like people don't know about, and that's one of them.
It's a secret multiplayer.
It's the secret of multiplayer.
You can play it single, but then if you have multiple controllers in there, you can play as multiplayer.
Yeah, I've never seen a a Super Nintendo multi-tap, but they exist. But also, Secret of Mana 2 took that out of the game, so that was the only like real bummer of that. Like, it's not 2-player, it's not co-op.
Sadness.
They made it single player,
Sadness is infinite.
You sure? I'm pretty sure you can do 2-player.
but not 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's you can't do 3.
Bro, we're like, I'm reminiscing
I
on
might be remembering wrong.
on the times that I played it on an emulator in middle school. So like, it's I might be wrong for all I know.
Still a great game.
Or I could be wrong. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yo, Quintessence, you want to talk about Valkyrie Elysium?
Valkyrie Elysium? Well, so Valkyrie Elysium is like a resurrection, I guess, of Valkyrie Profile?
Yeah, which is like the PSP game, right?
Valkyrie Profile's I'm pretty sure Valkyrie Profile's been dead for a bit.
Yeah, like a hot
But
minute.
it looks good.
Yeah.
We just don't know too terribly much about it. We know, hey, it's Valkyrie Profile.
I
It's
said
back.
that's how I felt about a lot of these games towards
It's
the
gonna
end.
be an action RPG still. I'm like,
Yeah.
sweet.
I do love
It's gonna
ARPGs.
keep its like anime aesthetics and all that nonsense. So
I do love
I'm pretty
ARPGs.
hyped
Yo,
overall.
I'm not gonna lie. This looks like a Switch game, and not in a good way. But anyway, yeah. I didn't play the original Valkyrie Profile. Does it play similar or?
Valkyrie
I haven't
Profile?
played it either. Yeah, I haven't played those either. You mean
It's
Valkyrie
literally
Drive or Valkyrie Profile?
Valkyrie Profile is kind of unique in how it plays. Like here, I'd literally have to show you.
You want to send me the link?
Send him the link. Do it.
Yeah,
You sneaky link.
Do it.
yeah, no.
We're just about done with the state of play, by the way, August. So if you want to hold on, we're almost done.
I'm struggling. I don't know where it is, but like, yo, I was just talking about like sleep or lack of sleep. Dude, the tiredness wave is hitting me during the state of play. I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
Part of it's I don't know about half of these games, but like part of it's the like it makes me sad because like there's other topics I wanted to get to too, and now
What did you want to get to?
I wanted to get to the F-Zero announcement, but we're still chugging through the state of play.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we just hit the important topics, and we can cut out some things like Persona 4 Arena having rollback, which is great, but I mean that's all you really need to know. And we can skip the meme shit and funny stuff, and probably Obi-Wan.
Well, I mean, we can as I said, we can probably wrap up in another like 15. Let's just like try to get to it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find a good example.
It's
But
fine.
basically, you have control of each of your characters with one button. So you would like mix using the buttons to like create different like combos with characters and stuff.
Didn't like Indivisible work kind of like that?
Yeah, it works kind of like Indivisible.
Oh,
There you go,
Indivisible's
that's a good
dope.
example.
Yeah.
Also, hey,
Although Indivisible did it better.
y'all see
Man,
that?
I'm so sad that studio dissolved just because Mike Z couldn't not say dumb shit, but that's a whole nother problem.
Oh, I think he had like some kind of like sexual abuse scandal or something like that.
I think he couldn't keep his mouth shut about employees that he found attractive in his own studio. Like I don't think he actually like went and like touched anybody or anything, but it was like, bruh, just
He got
don't
canceled.
say. Yeah, I mean he canceled himself for being an idiot. Or he didn't
Right.
cancel himself, but like I mean he got canceled for being. Apparently everyone who worked with him hated to work with him, and he also was not a good dude to work with because he just could not say dumb shit.
Which is funny because a lot of influencers liked him.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but
I mean, influencers like people who are talented, which he obviously is, but
maybe there's just sucking up or something. But yeah.
Being a pain in the ass to work with doesn't really endear you to anyone wanting to work with you, unfortunately.
I really think that the games industry in general is just not a healthy environment. Um, I think we all know that.
Agreed. It is very cutthroat. And not in any of the not in the good ways for the most often. That's why I think one of the reasons why indie development has gotten so big is that people finally realizing it's like, let's make our own games in our own way without all the bullshit, and
Yeah.
sometimes it works out.
Yo, guys, what do you think of this
Other times
Evo?
you get sexual harassment.
What do you guys think of this Evo lineup?
Again, it's different. I mean, it's not different. It's a lot of it's to be expected, to be 100% honest. Shit that's not to be expected. A Def Jam tournament. That's crazy.
Is that actually at Evo? Like a side tournament?
Unless I was reading the CEO list, I can't remember. I read
Probably
both lists at the
CEO
same
for
time,
sure.
But
I don't recall it. Def Jam tournament.
yeah, maybe that was CEO. Either way,
Sucks that there's no Smash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no Smash there. There's no what else is there? There's something else that's missing, right? Or is it just Smash? Yeah,
No Marvel vs. Capcom.
no Marvel vs.
at
Capcom.
all.
so they're gonna
Um,
try though.
Like the main state. Oh, Grand Blue Fantasy. We can just throw that shit out. That game sucks.
Grand Blue Fantasy? Grand Blue Fantasy's fun. Online sucks.
Yeah,
Suck.
yeah. I mean, that's I think that's where I'm coming from.
I bet they're gonna explore rollback for a Grand Blue Fantasy versus.
I would
That
hope
would be
so.
cool.
And
that
that
would be
will
real cool.
really, really bolster the game.
That would be a real cool Radical Rex.
We could probably rip out Melty Blood type Lumina.
Yeah, I don't
Pretty-
even remember what the
pretty
news
easily.
was about that. What was the like? Are we saying that like we don't want to talk about it being at Evo? Because I'm like, it's a new game. It still has a somewhat decent player base, not a lot.
Its player base is tiny.
Its
Yeah.
player base is literally just people that have been playing it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
The old Melty fans playing in the bathroom.
Yeah.
mean, a lot-
I'm surprised to see Mortal Kombat 11 again.
What's that?
Doesn't have a new game. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just gonna be literally the same players playing the same characters again.
Yeah, man.
Okay with that. There's been so many Evos that have been
Mortal
like that.
Kombat 11 just doesn't change.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. I liked the addition of some of the characters. Like I think Fujin, Raiden's brother, like has some of the swaggiest combos that I've ever seen from an NRS game. Like some of the characters designs
It's
are
pretty
actually
cool.
pretty fucking sick. It's just again the game was a little stiff. People didn't really like
Characters are so limited though.
Yeah,
Ye-
people.
yeah.
People wanted,
Compared to X.
it's really funny because like whenever like no matter what game it is that's an NRS game, you can't win because the people
Yeah.
that play it long enough will inevitably want the things that you pulled out from the last game
Yep.
to make the new mechanic system. So you can't win as an NRS game designer because inevitably your fans will always hate you for being like, well, why isn't it like the previous game? And it was like, well, the previous game wasn't perfect either.
Yo,
And
where's our
what other previous game? And it's like, you can't win. Long
Where-
story short,
where the fuck's my babalities?
yeah, I know, right? For real.
Fucking assholes. Put
why-
that in the game.
Why aren't we still playing on the fucking like SNES graphics with sprites? You know what I mean? Like, no one makes that argument for NRS, but it's like the same type of thinking, where it's just like people want shit back from the older games, but then when the older games existed, they bitched about that too. When it was like, you just can't win.
Real quick, guys, I also want
I think
to.
10 was pretty universally appreciated.
No, they bitched a lot about 10. I remember them
Did
bitching
they
about
go from 9 to 10? Because 9 was kind of seen as like a dumpster fire.
Oh, was it?
10 was the first one that had a functional online.
A lot of
So
people like
liked
10
that.
though.
Before 10 had a
Yeah.
functional online, they bitched. But no, 10. The biggest complaint about 10 was just how like YOLO-y it got in the corner, and like if you got in the corner and someone knew what they were doing, you just got fucked up. Like it
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
it's just 50-50 city.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
it was-
I used to love watching Sonic Fox play fucking Alien. Man, that was fun.
Oof.
that was pretty fun.
Oof.
So yeah, I mean even 10 had problems.
You
As
like
much
the
as
same combos?
activity.
Oh, of course.
Sorry, August.
Of course that.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. I mean, like
Granted, you had the same combos. You had more combo routes.
Yeah, which I
at
think is
the
what
very
people
least.
I think that's what people most responded to, but man,
And the
I
game
mean,
was fast.
you just can't
Fast
game.
game.
As an NRS game designer, you just can't win because people will inevitably always be
Well,
picking out. Always
They
figure
just
out
always want to overhaul their whole damn game every time.
That's
Like,
what Street
they
Fighter does.
can't
Street
just
Fighter does the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, they still have the same basic blocks, but I mean, I guess Mortal Kombat does too. So hold on, real quick, guys. This is, and I want to ask you this. Actually, before I do that, if you guys are on Twitter, I need to ask you, anyone listening whatsoever, or even you guys, a favor. There's a friend of mine who, I don't want to say a friend, but an acquaintance of mine that wants to commentate Evo, and it's that purple Sharpie. So if you want to use the hashtag Sharpie for Skullgirls at Evo, we can influence people to get her in. She put her she's really, for me, she's the face of Skullgirls as a game. So if you guys need to find that hashtag, we can look at my my Twitter, or I'll post it inside the description. So
speaking of Skullgirls,
yeah,
it's in the Evo lineup, so the universe is actually gonna fold in on itself.
Oh shit!
Explode before Evo happens, so that Skullgirls does not actually make it.
I mean,
Evo.
it is a cursed game. August?
Yeah, I'm not sleeping yet.
Okay,
but I'm almost there. Almost there.
What do you think?
No, again, I think it's a cool game. I'm happy it's in there. I'm honestly not mad about this list. It's just it sucks that Smash isn't there, and I'm not even that big a Smash fan. But
what's up, Afternoon too?
You gotta admit, Smash brings the hype for a lot. It
does,
of people.
yeah.
Smash brings the viewers for a lot of people, and the fact that Nintendo or Sony can't play nice, really sucks because it looks like the lists for CEO have been published, the lists for Combo Breaker have been published.
You know what it doesn't bring though?
It looks like Smash is going to be there, so it really is just the fact. It really is looking like it's just the fact that it's Sony that owns Evo now, and that's just a bummer.
Blame Nintendo.
You know what it doesn't bring though?
Sony was open to it. Nintendo's the one that shot them down.
Melee doesn't bring the deodorant or the showers though, so I can understand why they were outlined. They were banned.
That's a classic, dude.
Hey, I gotta stick to it. Anyway, which one of these games do you think is going to be the hypest? And I think we can move on after this.
I mean, Strive is going to be big. Strive is the headliner. Strive is the closing out game. Strive has the most entrants.
Strive's going to be the biggest, but I don't think it's going to be the most hype. I think the most hype will either be Tekken 7 or KOF, most likely.
Yo, but I also have to say, as a caveat,
Skullgirls has that dark horse, fucking holy shit, look what just happened element to it. So you can't count it out. All I know is MK11 is gonna be a fucking snooze fest.
I mean, to me, Skullgirls, while being a great game to play, is gonna be a snooze fest to me. But a lot of Marvel games are snooze fest to me, just because. Man, I mean, it's
too much shit happening.
City. It's touch of death. It's just you get hit and you're just waiting for your turn back.
Yo, Breezels
is always hype.
Breezels, I will say this: I have never liked to watch Dragon Ball FighterZ tournaments because it just looks like fucking diarrhea Christmas lights on the screen at all times.
Oh, really? I disagree.
I enjoy DBZF for some reason. I don't know. It's one of the few hyper.
I thought it's pretty clear for the most part.
One of the few hyper fighters that I don't hate watching.
I don't like watching DBZ fighters because there's just too much shit going on, and it feels like there's no
Marvel?
footsies. I like some I like Marvel 1.
Because there's more shit flying around in Marvel.
No, there is not. There is, in fact, it does not have a dragon dash, or an instant dash with 2 buttons.
Oh,
I
I guess if you mean literally flying.
Like
Yeah,
I don't like.
fair.
That's why I don't like Marvel 3. I don't like Marvel 3. I don't like watching Marvel 3 because there's too much shit happening, and also half of the tactic is you fly upwards and then dash around so your opponent can't. You know what I mean? Gets confused on what's gonna hit him. So I would say my only caveat about KOF 15 being the hypest is you're gonna see a lot of the same teams this year.
Yeah, that might be unfortunate.
Yes.
In retrospect, like I said KOF, but I actually started thinking about like how like high level KOFs actually played, and I actually think it might be pretty boring now that I'm thinking about it. Like the combos and shit that we're gonna see are probably gonna be really cool.
Hey, and
But
maybe
the neutral and KOF
Yeah.
is really boring.
it's honestly you know what
You
it
don't
is in
like watching the new
KOF.
Wait, so you don't like watching the new KOF? Because I've been finding it exciting. Like I've been checking out the NLBC and the WNF tournaments.
Yo, the Breezels, the
Generally,
fact.
like, they'll timer scam like all fucking day if it means a win.
Yes. But you know what
It's a different mentality.
You know what I found though about like while playing KOF 15 and the neutral is literally there's like moments where both of you are like either minus or plus, and it's whoever presses the button first that like eats the damage.
Ooh.
That's literally what it winds up being. Like, so sometimes you get into staring contests with people. Breezels, the fact that there's like 2 DLC packs before Evo is kind of wild. Like, I feel like those characters should be banned, but that could be interesting as well. Like that is true. Like, there could be some dark horse characters in there that we don't know about. Like, maybe if Sonic Fox is playing KOF 15, like you'd see something wild,
Fucking busted his shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my dark horse pick for the hypest game. I think it's gonna be Street Fighter 5.
Really?
Ooh,
Street
right.
Fighter?
That's my dark horse pick. Like that means that like I think it's gonna be a sleeper hit.
Asshole pick.
But well, it's obviously between Tekken 7 and KOF 15. But I honestly think that Street Fighter 5, like since it's been patched and everything, we haven't had an Evo since the newest version of Street Fighter 5, I believe. So, like, we get to see a whole bunch of new shit, whole new combos, defensive options, whatever,
Yeah.
and then you could maybe we could see something layered and interesting from that. And that's just
super weird.
what's that?
In Tekken 7, even the stare downs are like intense and hype because you know that both players are just going through like 100 different moves they could be using right now,
Yep.
and then like, oh, but what if they make this move?
Yeah.
And they're just like rushing at each other,
And then rushing back
happens,
out.
You're like, holy shit!
They're literally just dancing with each other until someone presses the wrong button. That's kind of how KOF is too.
Wild.
Like basically people are just Korean backdashing and then dashing in or whatever the fuck, and their movement is so good that it looks weird to people that don't play at a high level. But yeah, I that's my call. I think Strive could also be really hype, but I would kind of lean towards watching the top 8 only for Strive personally.
I think
I don't
Strive
even know
will
if
be.
I'll watch the top 8 for Strive.
I think
don't know.
even if I don't watch it in person, I'll definitely catch the VOD of it.
And like that's the only thing again is KOF is going to wind up being a lot of the same teams or variations of top tier teams right now. So you're going to get your Ralphs, Vanessas, Terrys, you know what I mean?
Strive's just gonna be a shitload of like
Soul bad guys.
Soul,
Soul bad guys.
Leo, May.
You're probably gonna get some asshole that plays Zato 1 or Eddie.
Well, we had a Zato 1 win a tournament recently.
Yeah. Yes, that's some asshole.
I know
So
that much.
anyway, so let's keep it moving so August can stay awake here.
Yeah, I'm fighting it, but it's
Impossible.
All right.
We're
Almost done. We're almost done.
We're almost done. Okay, so we moved on to the Evo. What else do we got left for topics?
Let's talk about we can talk about Advanced Wars 1 and 2. being delayed.
canceled.
Oh, that
Being
that
delayed.
broke my heart.
That
So
also broke
apparently
my
they
heart.
don't want to release a war game during war. What the
So
hell, dude?
hilariously
Is that legit the
enough,
reason?
So hilariously enough, I was reading the history of Advance Wars, and it's just Advance Wars. It's just cursed because the
Is it?
original Advance Wars came out on September 10th, 2001.
Oh, you gotta be
Guess-
kidding me.
Guess where it was delayed in Japan on the next day, September 11th, 2001.
Oh my god.
So Advance Wars just can't win.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I am
So-
bummed that Advanced Wars remake is being delayed too. What were you saying, Quint?
Yeah.
Quint?
So basically, they indirectly
I got a
were
PBRB.
like, yeah, we're just not gonna release it because of the Ukraine-Russia stuff. Just seems like a bad time
Yeah, no,
to
it's a
release our
bummer.
war game.
Because
And
like
so they
people
pushed it back.
just want to play it. Games are fun,
Yeah,
and it's not like
It's a bummer.
it's a Nintendo like RTS. It's not a war simulator. Like they could have released it, no one would have batted an eye. But they almost
Yeah.
made it. They almost made it
But
more
now
of an issue
they've
by
brought
not
like
releasing it.
attention to it, right? Like
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's an
it to
odd
me.
choice.
To me, I'm not saying they're cynical enough to just use that as a marketing campaign, but it definitely felt like one when I
Yeah.
see that. Like it didn't do a whole lot there. But
it's,
yeah,
it broke my heart,
sucks.
but
It does.
it sucks.
It does. But yeah, I mean, I'm really sad
I
about
want to
the
hear
Advance
the
Wars.
commanders berate me with real voice acting.
Yeah, it sucks. Long story short, it sucks. There's no other way of saying that a game getting delayed for political reasons is a good thing in any way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, it just
Yeah.
sucks.
Nobody wins.
Yep.
Trash.
Yep. So yeah, they win, but weirdly, when they win, we lose. Yeah, this is just how.
Who
it is.
knows when Advance Wars is gonna come out now? Like, if they don't want to release it during possible war state, like, when are we
I think
actually?
they said. I think they legit
going to
said
get
like
it?
next year, even.
Yeah, that I
So-
mean
Did
that would make
they?
sense. Like at least push it back a year. But
Oh my god, that's
yo,
even worse than I thought.
so I think pretty much what we should do is just go through the Nintendo stuff and then just call it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, okay. So we got
F-Zero?
We got yeah. Just let's make it through the Nintendo stuff, and then I think we can call it.
Yeah. So like, what do you guys think
Sure.
about F-Zero coming on to the Switch?
Dude, I think F-Zero fans are finally eating. I think we eating, fam.
Yo, bro,
I'm so hyped.
I'm pretty sure they
I'm
just
so pumped.
starved to death at this point.
We
So-
practically were. It's like that meme where like the skeletons are at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Like we're finally like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, like coming up for air after fucking years of just being like the redheaded stepchild of Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's nice to finally be recognized. It's not the
So-
F-Zero we wanted, but we're getting there.
I'm glad that Smash, finally decided to have a spin-off called F-Zero. That's pretty cool.
For real.
Yeah, they had that F-Zero stage and that cool Captain Falcon guy, but
Yeah.
no game to go with
That
it.
was some good ideas.
Yeah.
I know it's like a retro reboot. No,
I heard there was even an anime before they came up with a game. Like,
Watashi-
crazy, dude.
Oh, the way what Tashiwa Shinenzo Falcon will pounce.
but yeah, no, I'm so hyped.
Memes.
Not only is the game coming out, not only are we going to be able to play it for Nintendo Switch Online people, but they reconfigured versus mode to be 4 players split screen online. So you're not
Yes.
you're not racing local dudes, you're racing 4 other people around the world, which is great because that means we're a step closer to being able to do the same thing for the GameCube version, which I think is everybody's dream and all anybody ever wanted. So like it might not be now, but like 5 years, 10 years, I think we're eventually gonna get the GameCube version on the Switch, and it's gonna have the same features, and I don't think I'll ever stop playing it at that point. That'll just be the game I play all the time, anytime on my Switch.
Personally, I think this was just great timing because so the Nintendo expansion pack, right?
Mhm.
The Switch Online expansion pack, it came out, it was pretty trash, let's be honest. Like, the emulation wasn't quite there yet.
Yep.
The game's barely played. But now we're at the point where Nintendo has been actively like fixing all of that because they want this to be a success. And so now that we finally have like a functioning expansion pack online thing, they're like, all right, now here's some good ass games to play on it. They're like Majora's Mask, fucking F-Zero X.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think we're only going good places from here. It's unfortunate that we still just don't have the ability to like buy these games outright, like on another system, perhaps, you know.
Uh,
But it's fine.
I'll tell you,
Virtual consoles.
I would buy if they gave me the ability to buy like Banjo-Kazooie by itself, I would fucking do it.
Yeah, 100%.
But instead, we're locked into the expansion pack.
Expansion pack, the whole thing, this whole fucking expansion pack thing sucks. Like
They need more games on it to make it more worth.
It's
They need
not
to
worth
stop, like,
$70.
Yeah, they need to stop like a trickle of games, and they just need to release like a mountain of titles. Like get like Blast Corps on there.
Oh my
shit
God.
Like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
Bumble.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy we're getting F-Zero. I'm really happy we're finally eating. One day we will even get the GameCube version. It's not today, but we're one clip. Like we moved one generation closer.
Soon, my guy.
Listen,
No.
they can barely emulate the Nintendo 64. All right, slow your.
It's
Slow
true.
your
I just saw an articles released that they released like today or yesterday saying that it's still not as good as the N64. So we're still working out the kinks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if
Okay.
they like actually dedicated to making a real. Well, okay, so N64 emulation has just always been problematic, and it's like the fact that they're trying to make an all-in-one emulator for the N64. I think that's like really the biggest challenge of. I mean, you pretty much said it. Yeah, they can't. They're having trouble emulating it, but I think that's a big part of just the system itself. Like even PC has difficulty emulating certain N64 games depending on what system you're playing on. Like if you want to make shit look good, like you have to fuck around with shit and plugins and like all that annoying crap that I don't want to do.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what like engine the game was made on and stuff like that too. Like it's
I
a
would
lot.
I would rather just have an N64 personally. I had one, but my cousin still hasn't given it back to me. Anyway,
I still have mine. I don't even know if it works still.
Hey, August.
I should probably plug it in.
How about that? We're on our last segment of the evening, but what do you think about that House of the Dead remake, my guy?
House of the Dead remake, also hype as fuck. Super excited that they are going with 1 because I think 1 is probably the least played. Just
Definitely.
because I think 2 was when
Yeah.
House of the Dead really got popular. It showed up at the most arcades. It got the most ports to consoles. I think 2 is the one game that everyone's known or seen or played at least once.
Yeah.
Even if you almost are never in arcades. So super hyped that they're remaking 1. I've never tried any of the motion controls or light gun style controls on the Switch, so I don't know how well they work, but kind of excited to try them out. We'll definitely get this. Hope it also comes to PC, but really excited about House of the Dead remake.
What do you think, Quint? You got any
I think it's great. Like I enjoy House of the Dead. Really fun games. Having a remake of the first one is fantastic and hopefully opens the door for like a remake to the second one or maybe even Typing of the Dead.
Oh,
Typing of
man.
the Dead is my favorite entry.
There you
from
go.
That franchise personally, but
Okay, so here's why I'm excited for House of the Dead remake, and in the video I made a video recently about the N64 Expansion Pass, and actually no, about House of the Dead specifically. My bad. That said, essentially, like this could be the revival of light gun games, if Nintendo, like, you wouldn't have to buy Sindel light guns anymore. like it would be affordable. Especially like a big company like Nintendo selling something like that. I know that the Joy-Cons also have like a light sensor or something like that in the bottom of it. So I think that that's what they're going to use for the light guns themselves.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Wait, so what did you think they're going to use it in here?
So there's a I believe there's like a light sensor at the bottom of of the Joy-Con.
Isn't it an IR sensor?
I don't know. What is an IR sensor? Do you know?
Infrared.
Yeah,
Infrared.
infrared.
Yeah, so like maybe it could, because light guns don't work on flat screen TVs. They're basically it's a dead genre as we know it. And there's always had to be some kind of like extra setup, like a Wii sensor bar or something like that, to kind of get light guns working on flat screens. Which is kind of why they've died out. Because you got to invent technology to play a game, and that's expensive. So like I feel like the House of the Dead remake is like a real good like measuring stick to see, hey, do people still like light gun games? I think that's exactly what this is.
Well, just think about the crazy creativity that went into Duck Hunt, and like how they made that game work.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
the
Literally blacking out the whole screen, except for like central point where you were shooting in quotes.
yeah. But even then, like Duck Hunt, like has that been ported to anything? I don't think so. Like
I don't
that.
think so.
I think that's on the NES.
It can be because of the way that they did the shooting. I don't think it would function.
Right. And so that, I mean, I'm sure they could figure something out. As someone could if they spent the time. It's Nintendo. But like
I
just
have to remake the game. The game's not like super in depth or anything like that.
No.
So
I mean, I think August, didn't you
you
buy?
just take like modern light gun type shit and just transfer it over essentially.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, I think more games should offer features like that.
August, do you have you have Sindel light guns, right?
They haven't come in the mail yet, but I ordered them in December. So
Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they said it takes a while. It was already projected when I ordered them that it would end up being March when I got them. So
How much did those bad boys set you back?
Ooh, they were not cheap. I bought the double set with the recoils.
Oh shit.
$300.
Yeah,
but
the cost of a Switch.
Yes, they cost roughly a Switch, but I'm very excited when they show up because I'm going to try to download literally every light gun game in existence, and we're gonna try to do a playthrough. So,
the fact that
Sounds
you
pretty
got
cool.
you got the recoil, I respect that. God damn it! Like that's dedication right there. Like you didn't have to.
Yeah.
You did not have to do that.
I did.
Boy,
I
did you just literally not have to.
I went that extra mile.
Yeah, you did. You could have saved a lot of money by not going with the recoil, but yeah, no, like
it's like go big or go home. Go big.
I'm still waiting for them to
went home.
Like I know with consoles they have said like Sindel light guns could work with like a Dreamcast or like a PlayStation or something like that, but the technology isn't quite there yet, or I don't think it's available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I think this could be a revival for light gun games, hopefully, and we could see what I'm mostly excited to see what Nintendo's going to do with on the technology side of things, like not just the game itself. Like I think that's actually what I'm the least excited about is the actual game. I'm mostly excited about, oh shit, this could mean like a whole revival of a genre of video game.
It could.
And that's a big assumption, maybe, but I want to see someone do it that's not like an engineer that just does it in his part-time when he's not working, you know?
Yeah, no, it's mad cool. It's mad cool.
Yeah, but anyway, did anybody have anything
So
else?
I hope we get remakes of everything else, but it's cool that they're starting at the beginning. And hopefully if the sales continue, the remakes continue.
Yeah, for sure. Did anybody have anything else that they wanted to talk about before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I'm running on fumes. Obi-Wan trailer looks okay. It didn't look amazing. I just thought it looked okay. But I mean, Hayden Christensen coming back, Ewan McGregor coming back, I am excited about.
It's gonna be good.
It definitely looked like they took some plot inspiration from Jedi Fallen Order. I'm okay with that though. Just because Fallen Order had actually a pretty decent story. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of Easter eggs they do, whether or not like the Fallen Order Padawan will show up. Who else will show up?
Rosario Dawson.
Yep.
If she's not dead, I mean, she's probably dead at some point. I don't know.
You think they're gonna kill off Ahsoka Tano? Because I doubt it.
I mean, she is the waifu that a lot of people like.
She is 100% the waifu, and I mean, waifu bucks are legitimate business in this day and age.
It's true. Look at new Gundam Breakers.
Waifu bucks.
Yeah.
Yo, what about the black cat thing? Like, why is this even a debate?
Oh,
Because
I posted this because basically I wanted to have a fun little conversation about the thirstiness of old video game designs. Because man,
Edge of Time.
Can you really argue against the PS4 one versus the old one? The Edge of Time design is so thirsty.
Edge of Time, I like that better though.
Like either design.
Really?
I think the
Really?
PS4 Black
Yeah.
Cat looks like shit.
I do
think the
too,
PS
but for a different reason, not
Yeah.
because it's. I think
The
it's uninteresting.
I think it's a bad
PS4 is
costume.
boring. It doesn't really look like her. And then the Edge of Time one is like Black Cat's thing is, oh yes, I'm sexy but also strong.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really embody that. It's just the sexy part, which is a big letdown.
She
Yeah.
basically looks like a
So
porn star.
of course, I'll just go back to hey man, 90s Spider-Man cartoon, Black Cat, best Black Cat. Get at me.
I agree. And also the fact that
Perfect mix of sexy and badass.
oh my god, who is the voice
That's
actor?
how you do it.
Jennifer Hale, I believe, voiced her in the 90s Spider-Man when she was 19.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's-
Those were so well done. Everything in that 90s series was so well done.
Dude, Jennifer Hale, I was listening to this podcast called talking about voices or something like that. And she's literally had nothing but success most of her life because of how talented she is with voice acting. She's never struggled. She was 19 on a TV show,
Yeah.
And she also did actual acting and shit. But I mean, most people they kind of struggle before they get famous. She was she just had it.
Yeah.
Nailed it, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
Nailed it. Yeah, I more than nailed it. I 10 to 10 Russian judged it.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, let's wrap this up. Yo, Quintessence, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on twitch.tv/quintessencehd.
All right, sick. August.
Where can people find me? Yo,
So-
people can find me in my bed sleeping, dog. Straight up. Hashtag sleep
Damn.
life, boys. No.
I like that. I like that answer.
No. So
Just
yeah,
left it at that.
People can mostly find me on the podcast for now. I did buy a new webcam. I eventually will go back to my Twitch and set some shit up, but for now, I'm not even worried about that. Just find me on the same back time, same back channel.
Shit. I like that. Yo, so other than that, I think we're gonna head over to the Discord to watch some Kamen Rider Agito. August, you get some good sleep. If you have not done so, please give us a follow. The next time we stream is going to be, I think I'm gonna be streaming on day, maybe tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I'll be streaming. So yeah, guys, catch me tomorrow. I'll probably be playing some KOF 15. Other than that, guys, have a good night. Peace out.
Later.
Later.
Bye bye.